Well, let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily Practice number 12. We are in pads. We are outdoors at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus. I am merely Bo. The orange jacket, Mr. Siciliano, is
Good
here.
day, sir.
And Dr. Z.
Hello. Here we are, out on the grass.
We're ready to go, man.
It.
It's nice. Back at our
go.
perch, we can take everything in. This is the best place you could ever watch. Very lucky to be able to do so and have a very good eye on what's happening everywhere around the field. To set the scene for you, right here in front of us, they're doing some special teams work. They've just gotten through their calisthenics, as I believe they were called traditionally. That is happening right in front of us. And then to the right, we have our quarterbacks going through just some snaps and some very simple drops and throws and spins. So we're just getting started here at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus. I know, Mr. Siciliano, you were available and around for Coach's presser earlier today. Any notes from that our audience ought to be aware of as we kick things off?
Yes, and good afternoon to you both. Happy, what is today, Wednesday?
It's Tuesday.
It's Thursday.
You got a date Tuesday, baby.
Tuesday.
Yeah, baby.
When the Browns' first depth chart comes out, which if it hasn't been dropped already, it will be in a matter of minutes, the game notes for the opener on Saturday, the Browns, as many teams will do, because nobody really breaks news. Teams don't break news with depth charts hidden in game releases. The Browns will list two starting quarterbacks.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. So there is some news. I wouldn't call it major news. This should be Deshaun Watson's day.
Yep.
Nobody specifically asked Todd Monken, unless I missed it. Did you hear it?
I did not.
Hey, are we going to see back-to-back days for Shedeur like we saw for Deshaun? So let's wait and see.
He can change his mind,
He can change his mind.
Coach's prerogative.
It is. It's his prerogative, unlike Bobby Brown not wearing leather pants. So we'll see who the starting quarterback is today. I think the only real news other than that out of the presser was that he did concede that the only offensive line job up for grabs right now, Spencer Fano is your left tackle, that was announced yesterday, is right guard. And Monk said that Tevin Jenkins, because of his experience, currently has the advantage over KT Leviston. There's your news.
So then that means Elton Jenkins is locked in at center over Parker Brailsford and Luke Whippler. Just interesting. These are things you kind of pay attention to in special teams. Now, obviously, it changes as the roster changes, but your starting special teams unit, typically you have an idea these are the guys that have maybe a better chance to make the roster in kind of some of those positions. And we saw a lot of the names that we've been talking about. But I thought it was interesting. Your top two kick returners back when we were going through that were Malachi Corley and Tylan Wallace. And we've been telling you guys, Tylan Wallace, I think, makes this football team. Todd Monken talked about the top four receivers on the team and then worked in Tylan Wallace into that equation as well. And so Malachi Corley, you would think, maybe has an opportunity as well to be a part of that mix. We saw what he did last year, but is he enough as a kick returner to be that spot? Because I think now, if you're looking at giving jet sweeps and you're looking at some of the things that Malachi Corley did well for the football team a year ago, you've got Casey Concepcion who can do it, and you've got Isaiah Bond who can do it.
He's been replaced there, at least.
In that, right. So that's going to be interesting, and that's what we were talking about. I think maybe we end up with only 5 wide receivers this year, and that would mean that Cedric Tillman, where does he fit in? If he's in a competition for the 6, is he somebody that, has gone from number 2 on the depth chart last year, which he was, opening day number 2, to maybe on the outside looking in. That'll be kind of a fascinating thing for a third-round pick who's shown certainly flashes, who's got size, he's the only one over 6'3" in that room other than Boston. So there's a lot going on in that wide receiver room that I think bears paying pretty close attention to. I think we know 4 of them for sure, and those are the guys who are going to play wide receiver for you, quite frankly, I think all year are those top 4, then Tylan Wallace working in as well.
The other thing that was interesting, and I wasn't there for it, but heard and saw some of the reaction to it, we finally got a Mike Hall question.
Yes.
Which we'd been asking for
How
a Mike
about
Hall
it?
question.
How
we
about
finally
that?
got one. And so no timetable, but they expect him to be back and fine, and we're very well aware of how good he started at camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd Monken was finally asked, and we have not seen Mike Hall since that viral video.
10 days?
It's been, it was the Saturday previous. Yeah. We have not seen Mike Hall in the field since then, and he has not even been out here. I don't see him out here today. Anybody? I do not.
I haven't put eyes on him.
Monken was asked and said, look, we expect him back, and the intimation or the suggestion was that it would be sometime soon. So that's good news, certainly, because he was having a great camp, as was Mason Graham. When they were both together that first week.
Malik Collins and Kalia Davis are both out here, as they have been the whole time through the duration of their injuries. Collins, of course, on the PUP list, coming back from the injury suffered last year. Kalia Davis suffered something in practice. We have not seen him. Now, he's a guy who started 17 games for the 49ers a year ago. I talked with Jacques Césaire yesterday, which we played on yesterday's Cleveland Browns Daily, and he likes him a lot as well. And then we have not seen Sam Kamara since his injury. We've not got any updates on Sam Kamara, but he has not been out here either. I think one thing to look for today, as I'm looking for the cornerbacks right now, is, Damari Mathis is back out there. That's good to see.
He was out there yesterday too.
Will Tyson Campbell participate today? And my guess is the answer to that is no, as I see him standing on the sidelines over there. And we don't know what that ailment is at this juncture. He's got his pads on, though, unlike some of the other guys who are not participating in things. He does have his pads on. I really think that there's going to be an abundance of caution this week. My guess is, ideally, you're going to see all of these guys, and I'm talking about Tyson, Kalia, if they're able, Mike Hall, if they're able, Carson Swessinger, if they're able. I think the goal was, let's get through this week. Let's get them back into practice next week, because the best work that our starters are going to get at any point this season is going to take place a week from Thursday in the joint practice with the Buffalo Bills.
Yep. That's the big one.
And so I think that I'm hoping, and I have a little bit of the desire is to have those guys back, get some practice in, and then participate in that joint practice.
We've had that one circled since the start of camp. That's the one where pay attention to the scores on that one, because that's the one for all of the position stuff, the health, the rest, all of it. That's really the one where you see ER. You know what we could do here really fun? By the way, I should acknowledge that you asked if this was going to be a second Shedeur day or not. So far, and again, they're just going through the motions, but so far Deshaun has gone first. So he's with Judkins, and they're just going through handoff stuff. So who knows, but he has gone first.
What was interesting is at yesterday's practice, Shedeur took all the first-team reps on the field in terms of team 7-on-7, all of that. But when they were doing things such as these types of drills, individuals for a quarterback, Deshaun was going first yesterday.
And that's kind of been something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of been something we've seen a lot of camp, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Deshaun's
after the
often
first
guy
days,
up. Yeah, in this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
the early stuff.
We'll see. What would be a fun exercise is like an all bubble wrap team. So you were going through Tyson. I don't need to see him do anything.
No. I'd like him to do the practice
fine,
against the Bills.
Sure, but nothing else. I don't need to see Denzel do anything.
No.
I don't need to see 49 with the locks do much of anything. So I don't know that he's going to.
Hold on, let's do this. Go position by position. Who's on the all bubble wrap team? So quarterback, nobody.
Correct.
Running back, Quinshon Judkins.
Correct.
Agreed. I don't need to see him carry the ball.
Don't need to see him. Wide receiver. They're rookies, so I kind of want to see them.
That's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one. I guess maybe Judy, but Jerry Jeudy is. I think we're trying to figure out how those reps are going to be distributed, and you'd like to have them out there with the quarterbacks. Harold Fannin, bubble wrap.
Absolutely.
On the O-line.
Play them all.
Yeah, I think that's none
I think
there.
that's right. Mm-hmm. D-line, I don't need to see Jared Verse. I really don't need to see Alex Wright either. That's
now with the injuries in the middle, I don't need to see Mike Hall. I just need him. I mean, I need to see him practice.
I would like to see Mike Hall do something.
I need to know a little bit more about what ails him.
I'm kind of good with Mason Graham, to be honest with you. I didn't know that I would say that at the beginning of camp. Hey, if he's out there, he's out there. But if he isn't, I can handle it.
I don't need to see Malik Collins before the season, even if he is able. I don't need to see him before the season. Linebacker, I don't need to see Swessinger or Quincy Williams.
I think that's an interesting one. I think you're right, and I think that is more of a result of just the unknown behind and the drop-off behind.
And the fact Quincy Williams is a veteran who knows this defense cold and was a first-team All-Pro in this defense. A first-team All-Pro in this defense. And yes, the risk does not justify the reward there. At corner, I'm with you, Campbell and Denzel.
I would sit the whole secondary.
And safety, I don't need to. But
starting. I want to see E-Man.
Would you like to see Miles Harden? I think Miles Harden.
Yes, I want to see E-Man. I want to see Miles Harden.
Yeah, but no Delpit, no Hickman.
Nope, I'm good.
No, good there.
Yeah, it's a lot of bubble wrap.
It's a lot, especially on the defense.
On the defense,
side.
yeah. Where is Denzel? Have I just missed him?
I was looking for him also, and I don't see him.
I don't know that
As we were going through that, I was trying to put eyes on him, and Tyson's over there on the sideline. I don't see Denzel.
No, I don't either.
At all.
Because that's B. Lynch with the corners over there, and I do not see him. I see 47. I see 11.
37.
So that's no D'Angelo Ross today, no Tyson Campbell, and appears to be no Denzel Ward.
This is a big list of not practicings.
Too big.
Yeah, this early. I mean, that's a lot.
This offense should light up this defense today.
I was about to say that I want to see a good day for the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't see Denzel anywhere.
The wide receiver versus DB situation that we've got right now is big in the favor of the wide receivers.
Yeah. If you're taking on Nate Evans and Michael Coates Jr. and Jaden Lucas, who just got here 5 days ago.
Yeah, who's wearing 38.
38.
And 47, what, Herring?
Yeah. Herring, 47. He's been here from day one.
Yeah, he has, but he's had – you get one-on-one out there, and it's like layupsville.
Layupsville?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Boy, I don't see him. Not anywhere. I don't see him on a sideline. I don't see Denzel anywhere. So something very noteworthy here as we're just getting going.
To me, this just means it has got to be the quarterbacks have got to look good today. The talent disparity between what we will have at wide receiver, first and or second team, versus what will be covering them is going to be vast. So you got all your safeties, so that's good.
I was about to say that. Here's the good news. The safety group right in front of us looks well represented.
That's the only group that's the only group that's full.
It's the only whole group.
Yeah.
That's
From
it.
a starting,
everybody else is
the defensive ends. If we were to call them just defensive ends, yes. Defensive interior, no. Linebacker, no. Cornerback, big no.
No.
And that
this should be feast time.
That's a position that I've been worried about for a while, and what I kind of believe that if you're in a situation in our division with some of the people that we will face in our division, for example, that if you have to go into some games without Tyson Campbell or Denzel Ward, let alone both of them, you're going to have to score 30 points to win. Because and there are veterans out there, some who come with tremendous baggage. There are talented players out there that have less baggage but whose performance has dropped off the last few years. But there are options at corner out there, and you wonder at some point, is that something we're going to need to explore?
And there are injuries piling up around the league at corner. Nate Wiggins, the number one corner for the Ravens down the road and a first-round pick 2 years ago,
played well for them.
Yeah, left practice today on a cart with what is being described as a lower leg injury. So that's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Terrion Arnold is out there, the former number one pick. Is getting looks from the Seahawks, from the Saints, from the Texans. I don't think that's a call this building makes.
That's what I was referencing when I said with a lot of baggage.
Lot of baggage.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. There's nothing to apologize. You put the
those
who were wondering what I was referencing.
That's 5 yards on me for looking at my phone. I apologize.
Yeah.
I
didn't say his name.
This is the preseason.
You didn't say his name.
I didn't say his name.
You were
got
filling
to
in.
apologize.
But I should have picked up on that if I had been focused.
But you were still educating the masses.
Not everybody who's listening is part of the sophisticated football audience.
There are sophisticated football audience.
Some people need to have the name, so that's
I'm not
fine.
keeping tabs on every free agent corner out there.
We're casting a wide net here, boys. Here on the program, we're here for everybody, and so just in the warm-up portion of this, I did see yesterday Bill Simmons had Denzel Boston as his favorite bet to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So the buzz is coming.
So I like that. And by the way, I think he's been phenomenal. When you say I'm the starting X in a Todd Monken offense, that means there will be opportunity for him. I still think that I think we're going to be much more 11 personnel than we've been at any time in recent history, but we're still going to be multiple. There's still going to be a lot of 12. And the question's going to be, because I know Casey Concepcion, let's not forget, was the first receiver drafted. They think very highly of him and that he can be a true number one receiver. Boston's got that look. Jerry Jeudy's been a number one receiver in this league and gone to the Pro Bowl. And in fact, not only in this league, he's done it for the Cleveland Browns.
2 years ago.
And then, they like Isaiah Bond a lot, and Isaiah Bond's going to be on the field a lot. So I just don't know if there's going to be enough. Will there be enough reps and targets for any one of our receivers to put up monster numbers? Now, maybe you emerge as the go-to guy, and in the red zone, he's, I think, going to be the go-to guy. There's certainly a chance. I like that. I like Bill Simmons saying it, and it goes back to what I've been saying. We're going to be fun. I don't know exactly what that's going to be. in terms of wins and losses, but at least when we have the ball, I think that we'll be a team that you're like, okay, let's see what we do, because there's a lot of Quinchon, Fannin, Concepcion, Boston, Judy, Bond. There's good skill talent on this team.
You got a lot of scorers. You just need a point guard. Go ahead.
Just real quick, some perspective. Last year, Tet McMillan, 1,014.
Oh, don't make him cry.
Emeka, 938. And then Warren was 817, of course, tight end with the Colts. So 1,014 for Tet, just under 1,000 for Emeka.
And he was the number one.
He was
in that
the
offense.
dude.
He was the dude in
and
that
then
offense.
They had all the injuries in Tampa. Mac actually got off to a better start and then kind of fizzled as it went along.
He got banged up.
Yeah, he did.
And when Mike Evans went out, sometimes it's helpful to be, they're worried about Mike Evans, and now I'm going to go feast over here. And then when all of a sudden they're worried about you, that's a little tougher. I think he's going to have an excellent sophomore season down in Tampa, though, Emeka Egbuka. But, yeah, I don't know how much. Is anybody going to get the target volume in our wide receiver room that, let's say, Tet McMillan got last year?
No, I don't think it's
right?
not possible because you could, but most people, you two, the collective you, could name their wide receivers in Carolina, but the average fan probably couldn't outside of Tet. So, no.
Jalen Coker?
See, I knew you could handle it.
Xavier
Leggett,
yeah.
South Carolina guy. They were talking with some of the
now
locals down there.
And they're all banged up now.
Yeah.
So Tet's going to eat again this year. If I had to pick one guy, he's not a rookie. If I had to pick one guy who's going to eat the most on this roster, on this offense, it's Quinchon. Period. Full stop.
Yeah.
And maybe then Harold Fannin, but obviously that was the case last year as well.
Yep.
But Quinchon's the guy, and we'll say it for the 50th straight day. Quinchon looks ridiculous.
He does.
He looks fantastic.
He looks great. Yeah, he looks great.
The one thing I think that people need to understand, too, is you going back to the point that you made about the point guard and about this quarterback situation is, like, we've talked about this. You feel the same way. I think you feel the same way as well. If it's close, there's really only one answer, and that would be Shedeur.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yes.
So
that's why I don't understand all the nonsense.
If it's close, and I think in my mind when I'm thinking if it's 55-45 and Shedeur's 45, that's close enough to me. That's kind of my threshold.
Yes.
That I would start Shedeur. He's on a 5th-round contract. He's under your control for 2 more years. He has got the potential because of what I just said about his contractual status to become, your guy and free things up. If it's not, if Deshaun starts, he has to be discernibly better in the eyes of Todd Monken, and Todd Monken's got to think that he gives me a significantly better chance to win.
100%.
From a logic standpoint. So I think people need to just kind of relax on all this. It's going to play itself out and understand that those have to be the operating frameworks.
Yes. I mean, that's what I went off on this morning. Like, I don't understand the dialogue around it. If anything, if there was a conspiracy anyway, it would be for Shedeur.
100%.
Because that's the easy thing. That's the layup. If an NFL team stumbles into Dak Prescott, stumbles into Brock Purdy, late round quarterbacks, everything is easier. If Shedeur Sanders wins this job and turns into Brock Purdy, or Jared Goff or whoever, if he turns into that, you have 2 1s next year. You could draft Jeremiah Smith. Not that we need him. We got great at wide receiver. You could trade the 1 and get 3 1s for all the quarterbacks. But I don't think you probably would take Jeremiah. He's that good. But if you wanted to go, you could go Dylan Stewart. You could do. There's all sorts of things you can do.
Yes.
It allows for flexibility, not just in next year's draft, which is a money draft where you have all of this draft capital, but it also allows financial flexibility for the roster. So there's never a logical case that can be made for anything from that perspective other than that one. That's the easy one for us.
I want to add to that, but I also feel like giving it air is just part of the problem.
Sure.
Not saying you in general. No, I promise not you in general. It's just it's like it's so illogical is my point. Like,
yes.
But it's so illogical.
That's when you have to tell people how dumb they are.
It's just not.
Sometimes you have to expose idiocy.
It's like
you can't let idiocy talk in the corner and be allowed to grow into something bigger.
And I think that's
for
our
happened here.
sophisticated football.
No, it is not.
It's
for the ones
unsophisticated.
It's Logan Roy in Succession. I love you people, but you are not serious people.
Yep. Yeah. The only. Yes, people say, they got the financial investment shot. Go back and listen to what was. Deshaun is not even in this discussion without the coaching change.
No.
And so the coach change happened. So now, yes, he is in the discussion. But that is a not any way closer to a smoother path. The only argument would be that it's easier to go from Deshaun to Shedeur in season than probably vice versa.
That I think we all agree on.
But I don't think that would be a determining factor for Todd at all. That's like not human-analytics of us just talking nonsense.
Yeah. So what? Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, right.
No lights.
Yeah. It's no nighttime. No sun.
No sun.
Back to Jay.
Did you watch the Irv thing that I sent you?
I have not watched it.
You
yet.
need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
Then I will on the break.
You need to watch it.
It's just a clip of Michael Irvin being Michael Irvin.
They won't leave.
They won't leave.
And they want new I just saw that.
They want new cabinets.
So good.
He's the best.
so good. Yeah.
He's the best.
Somebody who I know, who's I would call a local celebrity, had somebody who lived in his house that would not leave, and eventually he just resigned to it, and in fact gave that person his master bedroom. Said, okay.
I mean,
you're not leaving.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that happened with Leon.
It did happen with
Leon and Larry.
Yeah.
When I tell you in the break who it is, you'll be like, that's so perfect.
That is stupefying.
Jason Gibbs?
Not Jason.
Okay.
Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner.
Gibbs at the undisclosed location. He won't leave.
He won't leave. Yeah, over there. He loved it so much.
He
moved in.
That
he
is
moved
1,000,000% a fact.
The fridge was stocked. I'm like, what's going on? There's
My
burgers
wife was
and
like,
beers
you were
here.
at
What
that
is
place
happening?
more than you were ever at home.
Yeah.
And you lived 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know. It was great.
Like, this is
Amazing.
summer
Fully
cottage.
moved in. Yeah, totally.
He had board games.
I was like,
brought some DVDs.
I was like, why are there clothes hanging in the closet? Why there's a full Dopp kit in the bathroom? Toiletries? I'm like, what's going on here?
So great.
Oh, you guys.
Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospital's official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Browns legend Brian Brennan is going to join us on the program here today. In addition to that, we'll continue to paint the pictures of a full padded 12th practice here at training camp. We are off and running from the Cross Country Mortgage campus. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Tune in to Training Camp Insider, presented by Gregory Industries, for an in-depth look at this year's Browns training camp. Enjoy practice highlights, exclusive player and coach interviews, analysis from Z, the Orange Jacket, Mr. Siciliano, the Hoff, Joel Batonio, and Bernie Kosar. Check out Training Camp Insider on the Browns official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Browns, and at clevelandbrowns.com. Talk to Browns legend Brian Brennan, who's going to join us here in just a second, or joining us right now. But really quick, we do have some breaking news out here at camp in a bad way on the injury front. Z.
Yeah, Damari Mathis, who was brought in, I think, to be the fourth cornerback for the Cleveland Browns, was in a one-on-one drill, and I kind of saw it right as it happened, and non-contact leg, bad. Everybody's praying around him right now. They've taken him off on a cart, and he missed all of last year with a torn ACL as soon as he got to Carolina.
Yeah, it happened either last week of August or early September. He was cut in the final cutdowns there for the Broncos, showed up in Carolina after getting claimed, and first time on the field blew his knee out there.
Unfortunately, it appears that a similar fate has befallen him. And so a cornerback room that today is already without Tyson Campbell, it's already without Denzel Ward and D'Angelo Ross, now will be without Damari Mathis, who likely would have been with the ones today. And so your starting corners, as we get out here in our first 11-on-11 reps, we've got Herring on one side and Trey Avery on the other, with Watson under center and Quinshon Judkins in the backfield and 11 personnel. Judy to the left, short motion on that side. He had Concepcion and Boston to the right. Boston trips, little swing out to Harold Fannin for a nice little game, little play action boot there.
Flag down there on the play as well as we welcome in Browns legend Brian Brennan. It's got a nice ring to it, man.
I think so. Thank you,
Sounds
Bo.
great.
Yeah. Nate, nice to be here with you. Andrew, thank you.
Great to be here with you as well. And it's when you got the call, what was that like?
J-Dub called me. It was overwhelming, frankly. I always aspired to be in the Legends Club. I thought my body of work when I played maybe could help me get in the Legends Club. Those were really good teams. We had a lot of good players. I mean, I look at who's in the Legends Club from those teams. You got Bernie, you have Mac, Biner, you have Webster Slaughter, you have Bob Golick, you have Eddie Johnson. I know I'm missing a few, but some of the linemen. It was really a talented team when we played. So to get in off that era of player for the Cleveland Browns, I was truly excited.
And to be so, for those who aren't watching, if you're only listening, you're not faking this. Like, there's a glow about you right now. If Browns fans want to go back and look at the video that they posted, you mentioned the call when J.W. Johnson, the managing partner, hit you up. You are kind of like, oh boy, like really, this is happening. Did you have any idea?
I don't know the process of how they come about electing somebody into the Legends Club. I was surprised. I was overwhelmed. I was happy since that call. Just walking around Cleveland, going through the airport. I travel a lot in my job with KeyBank. I've been with KeyBank for 32 years, and people would come up to me from time to time and say, I loved your era, I loved you, Brian, you were great. But since the call and the amount of attention that I've gotten from just the Cleveland community and people coming up to me, whether I'm in church or at the club or whatever I'm doing, it's been spectacular. And it's just great. I'm extremely happy.
And one of those,
you can see it.
Yeah, so man, cool. It's one of those things too where, like, I can't imagine what it means to you as a guy who stuck around here. Like, so many have left, but you make your home here, and this is something that it's always been home.
Yeah, I'm from Detroit. I played at Boston College. I like to say I caught more passes from Doug Flutie than anyone, and then I caught more passes from Bernie Kosar than anyone. And they had that rivalry game down there where Bernie and Flutie went at it. So, I live here. I stayed here after my playing days. I just felt comfortable in Cleveland. I've always been into finance, and I found a home at Key, which has a great culture, just from the top down at KeyBank. So I stayed, and I'm so happy that I have. Bethany and I raised our children here. They went to Gilmore Academy, and we just stayed around, and we love it.
It's awesome.
You listed a bunch of guys on those teams who went to 3 AFC championship games in 4 years. If memory serves, well, I'm cheating. I looked it up. I think you had 8 playoff games you played in with the Browns and a couple with the Chargers that we won't count at the end. But, hey, they were good for you.
They certainly were. But yeah, those teams we expected to win. Every game we expected to win.
And you listed a bunch of guys that, obviously, Bernie was the first overall pick in the supplemental draft. But there are a bunch of guys that came from such a diverse backgrounds that weren't the first overall pick, like yourself, or Kevin Mack, who played in the USFL, or Ernest Biner, who was a 10th round pick, for Pete's sake. Some of those guys on the defense you mentioned. Yeah, like Chip Banks was a blue chipper, but a lot of these other guys were like, hey, we found these guys. Different era free agency, certainly. Plan B free agency and the USFL. But that team kind of came together at a rickety old stadium playing on dirt. And there was something magical to it, wasn't there?
There was. Like I said, we expected to win every game. Ernest Biner was the toughest player pound for pound, in my opinion, that I've ever had a chance to play on the same team with, maybe in the league. Same thing you could say about Webster Slaughter. Pound for pound, that guy was tough. We didn't like losing, it seemed, and we really had a good leader in Bernie on the offensive side. And then the defense was kind of mature. You had Hanford and Clay Matthews, and you had Eddie Johnson, and you said Chip Banks, and you had Felix Wright. And
forgot Hanford was a first-round pick.
Yeah,
forgot about
him.
He'll let you know.
Clay
yes,
Matthews.
Forgot Hanford. Sorry, and Clay.
And then if you look at the offense, we had a really good offensive line. We had Ozzie Newsome, two great running backs, and the receiver core with Langhorne, Slaughter, myself, Webster Slaughter. It was solid. I would put that grouping against anybody in the NFL at the time. And every week we, I think, performed, and, it seemed like somebody was always open. Maybe all of us, in our opinions. But now I'm watching this practice out here, and it's more scientific maybe back when I played. There's so many different specialists and so many different, a film review is so important now and everything else. So it's kind of interesting for me to watch the, progression of the game.
Just to give you an update on what's going on here at practice, we're doing 11 on 11 right now, so it's 3 or 4 reps for Deshaun. He did throw an interception, tried to force it into a bunch of traffic down the field that got picked off, and then Shador just had 3 plays of zone, had a nice play off to the left tight end, and then a force out now a little bit of a water break, see.
Yeah, Deshaun was looking, I thought should have thrown the go to Jerry Jeudy, so they had to go with a sail route underneath it from the tight end, and Jerry Jeudy got on top of the defense, let that one go, instead tried to force it into a very kind of triple-covered tight window. Not a good decision, overthrew it. Herring got the interception. Now, on the next one, he came right back on another tight window throw to Denzel Boston and made a very good throw. But that was a bad interception because it was a bad decision.
Yeah.
That's not where the football should have gone on that play. Shador came in, made a nice throw to the tight end in a tight covered situation, got it in there to Brendan Bates. So taking a little bit of a break here now, but talking with, of course, Browns legend. And now you can say that, and it means more than just Browns legend before in the Legends Club, Brian Brennan, and who, by the way, looks like he could still play right now. Did you, once you got the news, did you get back in the gym? I know every time I see you, you're always very physically fit, but looks like you're ready to go out there and take a couple of reps.
Let's just see if any of the receivers go down before we bring me back in. I think the Browns want to. I just saw the physicality of Jerry Jeudy standing next to the individual. I think we want Jerry Jeudy out there more than they want Brian Brennan out there today.
What are your impressions of Todd so far as the head coach?
I was a little suspect, at his, later, he's been around a long time without, having the head job. But the more I've heard him talk to the team and talk to the fans and the way he's conducting himself with the team, I'm excited for him. He's a no-nonsense individual.
That is true.
Like when I played for Marty Schottenheimer, Marty was tough. He was very disciplined. As a player, you knew where you stood. If you weren't making plays during practice, you probably weren't going to be on the field much during game day. And I feel like Todd has some of that in him, that he's letting the players know where they stand for the most part. Maybe not the quarterback position just yet, but he will. And he's evaluating the team, and I think he's doing a great job. I'm excited for the future of this team.
I am as well. Back at it, one note as well, with Spencer Fano being the starting left tackle. We'd really only seen DeJuan Jones. Nice run there on the inside from Quinshon Judkins, who does look great. Nice hole on the right side behind Tevin Jenkins right there. Puts his hand up as a nice block and a nice run from Quinshon. But DeJuan was working with the right tackle second team, which we have not seen before. He was kind of doing all left tackle to this point. I talked to him earlier today. He said, he's going to get in the mix at right tackle. He's going to be your swing tackle. Austin Barber will likely be your fourth tackle. But great tackle depth for the Browns now, who are back kind of in that second period. Concepcion wide to the left, Bond wide to the right. Fannin a little short motion, Watson under center. Play action, tucks it, looks, checks it down there to Dylan Sampson. I like seeing Dylan Sampson getting involved in the passing game as well. That's where I think he really can help this team this year.
Brian Brennan, what are your reads? What are your thoughts on this quarterback competition?
I don't know enough other than they're different. Shador certainly, God, he's got such a nice way with the team. It seems like the team really they enjoy being around him. Not that they don't, Deshaun. It just seems like his personality is so. I don't know. It's a breath of fresh. It's a beacon in a way. So I look at that. Deshaun needs to be confident if he's the guy and not worry. I hope he can do that. But both are talented. Just at that position, I think they have more weapons this year than they've had.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The Concepcion in Boston and the second year of Bond with Judy. I think that's going to be a really difference maker for either of them, whomever gets more of the reps during the season. So it's a hard question for me. It's a good question, but a hard question, I think, for Todd Monken, let alone Brian Brennan.
Yeah. By the way, on that last one, Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, who continues to get that first-team Mike reps with Carson Swessinger out, made a nice play, blowing up a toss sweep there to Dylan Sampson, getting behind Titus Howard and really chasing that play down from the backside. Play action,
here's
drop
a deep.
back.
Oh,
It was going to be a deep
it was
comeback
going to be a
to Jerry
comeback.
Jeudy.
Yeah, he just got.
That's going to be a sack. You could say Mason Graham. You could say a lot of people on that one. Jared Verse, Alex Wright there. That play's blown up, and that'll be the end of Deshaun's time here with the ones in this particular period. Now Dylan Gabriel coming in with the threes to get a little bit of a rep there, and it's actually he's with the twos. That's the two offensive
That's two
line.
because that's DeWand over there.
DeWand,
So he's
it's
getting some twos
Whippler,
reps here.
Jack Conley, KT Leviston, Austin Barber. Barber getting some left tackle reps for the first time. So DeWand at right tackle, Barber at left tackle, and Dylan Gabriel in at quarterback here.
Brian, Andrew asked you a question about reminiscing about the good old days in the rickety old stadium. How does it sit with you that when the new one opens, you're going to have the best stadium on planet Earth in Cleveland?
Well, that's a good question. I am so happy for Northeast Ohio for just the Browns fandom. I'm going to hopefully buy a couple PSLs. I want to support what is happening around here. I love the Browns. I'm excited, very excited. It was a big debate about moving, from downtown Cleveland to the, location out here, near the airport. I'm just really excited that the waterfront's going to be reestablished downtown, and that everything going on here with the stadium. It's going to be great.
I was talking to some high school kids down at Canton last night, and I was trying to put into words because their dads my age, right, and their dads get it. Like we sat at the stadium to watch that era, your era team. Describe what it felt like, what it sounded like for those home playoff games, how that place shook.
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, I love this, being up here with three interviewers. They're coming left, right, and center. There's no feeling like being at home in a playoff game at the old Municipal Stadium on Lake Erie waterfront. The weather was always inclement for the most part. You would be driving into the game just thinking about your own little responsibilities if I was returning punts or whatever I had on the offensive side of the ball, and you'd see the waves crashing and the sky graying and the wind blowing, and you're like, yeah, this is Cleveland Browns. But the audience was so focused on every play and every movement, and it was just loud, and it was just – you could feel they were with you every step of the way. We played the Jets, and the Jets had us beaten in the playoffs. And, half the audience came back in because we started to rally. And
one of the greatest games ever
right?
played.
I was in it.
In the NFL playoffs.
And, Bernie was – Bernie, everybody loved Bernie, the hometown. Everybody loved the Browns. It was And I don't know. I think they still love the Browns.
They do.
They
even though we haven't won as much, they love the Browns.
Your team in that era, as somebody who's called Cleveland home since 2001, but certainly was cognizant of what the Cleveland Browns were doing in the 80s. So those are all my peers that grew up watching you guys, and it's part of their fabric as human beings. Were those Cleveland Browns team, and you were certainly a part of that, and Bernie and all of it, and. It just tells you, and sadly, it's really been since you guys that we have not had that same level of success. But man, this team and this town will just explode if they can get it together here and we can have runs like you guys had?
Well, I think if you look when I played or today, that formula seems to have a really solid defense with pressure and a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
and those are the two things you got to get right, and not for lack of effort. I mean, the Haslams and the Browns have tried, and they're going to continue to try. And I'm excited about the last 2 draft classes and what I'm seeing today. Just the physicality of and the speed of that's changed in the receiver room.
Yep.
Junkins from the running back, what a physical person he is. So I think they're getting it right, and I'm excited. Again, redundant, but for the future.
Brian, we're excited to welcome you into the Legends Club. That'll be in the opener. That's going to be awesome, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
It's going to be awesome. I agree.
Great seeing
Thanks,
you, man.
Bo. Okay,
Great seeing you.
Andrew.
See you
All
week
right.
3, sir.
All right,
Browns
Nate.
legend,
Yeah, always
man.
good
Yes.
seeing you, man.
Brian
Legend, yeah.
Brennan joining us here.
No longer in just my own mind.
That's right. No.
That's right. By the way, he
Joining
looks
us
ready
here.
to get on the
He's
golf
ready
cart.
to
He's
go.
got the shirt, the belts.
Yeah,
Let's go. I want to follow. I want to go where Brian's going next.
We have a lot going on here from a news perspective. We're
Yes.
going to get to that on the other side of this quick timeout. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet. Browns fans enter the Dog Dash sweepstakes presented by Milkbone for a chance to have your pup compete in the annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Ravens game on October 18th. Grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 2027 season. Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter as we bring you back into training camp, a padded practice number 12. Z, we've had a lot going on here, including a pretty major injury.
Yeah, we did. Damari Mathis, if you're just joining us, the corner the Browns brought in, who looked like he was going to be the running mate for Pat Surtain in Denver after a very good 2022 season. in his rookie year and then kind of fizzled out in 23, didn't play much in 24, was cut in 25, went to Carolina, tore his ACL kind of immediately upon arriving there. Unfortunately, it looks like may have suffered a devastating leg injury. No contact in a one-on-one drill here today. The team prayed around. He was carted off, and the need at quarterback remains massive. It remains massive for the Cleveland Browns, and so they're going to have to bring somebody else in because, heck, I don't even know if we have enough guys to go play right now against the Chicago Bears this weekend. Tyson Campbell not practicing today. Denzel Ward not practicing and not here apparently. Miles Bryant not practicing today. D'Angelo Ross not practicing today as well at that spot. In the first team period, not really what you wanted from the offense. Deshaun Watson, I thought, went to the wrong area of the field with the football, threw an interception on a high throw, trying to fit one in to a well-covered tight end, Blake Whiteheart. Herring, number 47, got the pick there. Ball was thrown basically right to him over the top. Had Judy deep, I thought, on that one.
Yep.
And that was kind of where you're looking there, and that's a read the safety. Safety comes down, throw it over the top. So Deshaun, I think, probably in retrospect would want to take that one vertically to Judy, put it out in front, and maybe it's a touchdown. If not, it's an incompletion, but certainly not going to be an interception. And then came back with a nice ball to Boston. His second series, they really didn't have anything going. There was a sack, maybe a quick little swing out to Dylan Sampson. That was about it. And then Shador and his reps kind of ball out quick, nothing of note down the field. Did have one nice one to Brennan Bates on the same play that was the one earlier. He hits the tight end. The safety went deep. That was a one-on-one throw and really threw it into a tight window. So that actually was a good ball from Shador there. Dylan Gabriel then got his turn, and he threw an interception on a deep curl route that Buki Watson in coverage looked very comfortable, undercut that, picked it off. And Buki Watson, let's not forget, SEC Defensive Player of the Year at Mississippi State, was a guy who played near the line of scrimmage, had double-digit sacks, if I'm not mistaken, led the SEC in tackles as well, was really productive. But the question, in the NFL, he's not big enough to rush the quarterback. Can he play in space? And to me, one of the headlines today is everybody needs to go out there and give a hug to Jason Tarver, because Quincy wasn't participating in those team drills, as maybe they're just giving him with abundance of caution. We know Carson's not practicing, but Easton Mascarenas Arnold made a great play to blow up one of the tosses, and now Buki Watson in coverage getting an interception.
I would also offer a hug to Brandon Lynch.
Sure, B. Lynch.
Yeah.
That's
Lynch
a different kind.
as well today.
That's more of a
consoling.
Yeah, that's we're loving him up. Whereas with Tarv, we're saying, goodness gracious, man, you're elite.
We might need two corners to come in here.
I think we do, and I think we need corners who have played in the NFL and been pretty solid.
And we need two corners to come in here that can make the roster.
You needed a corner before the Mathis injury here today. Not for nothing, you're going to go to Chicago Saturday and face a Bears team whose secondary is equally banged up, and it doesn't look like – I know Todd Monken said today that how much he plays his starters. Yesterday he said he'd like to see him for a series on Saturday. But today he added to that by saying, well, it depends on really what the Bears do. That may change what we plan to do. I don't think the Bears are going to play anybody. They're banged up in the secondary. Luther Burden is out a month.
Yep, with a
groin. They think he might be back in time for week 1. So the Bears are all kind of banged up. And then they have 2 joint practices after playing us in the next 2 subsequent weeks. So I think it's going to be the
Here's the thing, though. When you say play
the backup Bears, how about that?
When you say play the starters for a series, I think that can apply on the defensive side of the ball. But on offense, if you're doing a quarterback evaluation,
you have to keep
keep him in for at least a quarter, right?
Correct.
And you need his O-line and he needs his receivers with him.
To make it fair and equitable, you absolutely have to keep them in.
Looks like another injury on the defensive tackle position.
Or at least a slow walk
At least
inside.
a slow walk in 66. He had tweaked it, I noticed, in the team period. Went and was in right now doing kind of individuals, tried to keep going.
That's Snacks. Travis Bell.
Snacks, and I'll tell you what.
Oh, they like him.
Jacques Césaire is a big fan of Snacks.
Snacks was working at Pepsi 2 weeks ago.
That's an incredible story.
So Jacques Césaire went around the room because there are all these, new defensive tackles here. A bunch of guys off the street the last couple of weeks went around the room and, tried to build some camaraderie, and everyone got to know each other and said, hey, what were you doing training? Well, before the phone rang. And where were you? And you might have been cut by somebody else, and then, we claimed you. Get to Travis Bell, who played for the Columbus Destroyers, and if memory serves, Columbus win the
No.
championship?
Louisville. The
Louisville one, I'm sorry.
Knights or Kings?
Something like that. All right. Well,
Columbus
one of
Aviators.
Aviators, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
The Destroyers was the old Arena
AFL.
Football League team.
Look at you with your Central Ohio.
I called.
It was an Arena League.
I called an Arena
play-by-play
Football
guy.
League game in Columbus 20-some years ago.
Nationwide Arena. How about that?
For the Destroyers. Gosh, memories. Okay.
Yeah.
And they got to Travis Bell. He said, "Well, I was working. Working where? Like working out?" I go, "No, I was working. Where? Pepsi. Just, and then working out of the local gym."
It's
and
amazing,
here he is.
the guys that have that fire to stay in it and keep the dream alive as much as you can and just stay in. It's so hard.
How about Lakewood's Monterey Foster, the wide receiver, Michigan State, who ended up with a ring with the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Right. He was coaching. I think he was teaching at St. Ed's last year.
I think that is.
And then he got the call late in the year, showed up in Seattle, made some plays down the stretch, has a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
Yeah. Good for him.
Take that away, man.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So the big point of emphasis here when we get back into some offense-defense stuff is this offense should go nuts.
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
It better.
Yes.
No Tyson Campbell, no Denzel Ward.
Ball shouldn't hit the ground in 7 on 7. 7 on 7
this
should be taking candy from a baby.
Yeah, it really should be. So
the one thing that we do have, at least at the ends, and Mason's out there, so you've got 3/4 of your starting D-line. Yeah, they got some pressure. And that's I'm going to be on this O-line. This O-line is going to have to protect. And it sounds like we've got 4 of our 5. They've made the decision that Elton Jenkins is going to be the center. So Tevin Jenkins or Levinston at right guard. I haven't heard anything. In fact, I poked around of any plans to move one of the guys that is a tackle currently, whether that be DeJuan, whether that be Titus Howard, into the guard position.
I think Titus would be more likely than DeJuan. Agree?
Yes,
but it's not going to happen either way.
I don't think Titus has any interest in it. I don't think that's happening.
When I interviewed Titus right after he signed, and when he got his free agent deal from Houston, and I kind of rolled out their position flex, this, that, you've played all over. Where do you want to play here? He goes, I'm a right tackle.
Yep.
I'm playing right tackle. So we're like, would you? I'm a right tackle. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But it was interesting because DeJuan was at right tackle today with the twos to start after being almost exclusively left. I don't know.
Right, because he was kind of in that competition for that job. Todd Monken basically saying that's now Spencer Fano's job, and so DeJuan's going to be your number 1 swing tackle, and he likes playing right tackle. It's good. You just get him reps back over there, and they're giving Barber reps at left tackle because Barber hadn't gotten any left tackle reps yet. So give those guys who are tackles 3 and 4 some optionality and some experience out there. But you're right. This needs to be a day that is not just a good offensive day going forward. It has not started that way.
No.
This needs to be a dominant day for the offense. And again, I'll say it in 7 on 7s. This should be boom, 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 hujda, hujda, hujda.
That made me snort.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So right now on the far field, we're doing team stuff, defense on one side, offense on the other.
Yep.
So they're just kind of doing like a gentle walkthrough of the offense on the far field over there. If you were curious if this would be a Shedeur or Deshaun day, it has been a Deshaun day so far. It was a Shedeur day yesterday, so it's been a Deshaun day with the ones. When they did a little bit of team that they did, and they've done this before, it was a handful of plays with Deshaun at the ones, then Shedeur with a handful with the twos, then Deshaun back with the ones, then Dylan Gabriel with the twos, and that's the way that closed out. And the last time that I was at one of these, last time we were broadcasting one of these, it was much more team. I think that was on that Wednesday where Deshaun had that great day.
Yep.
This day has been much less of that.
You know what we have seen very little of? Very little of. We've noted this, but as we get closer and closer to the first preseason game, we've seen almost no Taylon Green out there. And all of us have assumed that Taylon Green is going to put on a show, and he still may come the preseason. He's going to get all these snaps, like play a full half of football. That was an assumption we've had since the day they took him, the final Saturday of the draft, the last day of the draft. I'm curious if that's still the case.
We'll find out. It'll be, if he does it, it'll be more impressive with 0 reps because that's what he's gotten. We're going to get into, though, as we go on. We're going to do some 7 on 7. We're going to have 20 plays of 7 on 7 coming up. Then we're going to have 16 plays a team and then 12 plays a team. So we're about to get a football meat sandwich coming up here of 48 plays of either 7 on 7.
48 plays of fun?
Of fun, yeah. 48 plays of fun that should take us, right up till about 3 o'clock, which will be fantastic. It should also be noted, in between, we did get Andre Schmidt out there kicking field goals. He went 3 for 3 from 34, 41, and 46.
Yeah, and there's some notes before practice as well. We got the question about Mike Hall. We got the question about the quarterbacks in the presser that Todd had, and so we have some bubble wrap guys that we don't need to see a lot of.
We don't need to see.
I think it's going to be interesting. Andrew, you said that they would get to Chicago and have a pretty good idea about what Chicago do, because are you playing your guys and they're not playing theirs? My hunch is that Chicago's playing nobody.
Nobody.
That would be my hunch, and that is the early read that I get talking to people in Chicago. Todd said we'll get there and figure it out. This is a preseason game. This is not a joint practice. The idea that these coaches compare notes and, hey, what are you doing? Who are you playing? Yeah, they might talk it over on the field before the game, and maybe if there's an existing relationship, there may be a phone call. But I wouldn't want to make fans believe that there is some concerted effort with these two coaches together to map this whole thing out. I don't think it's that. I think Todd Monken wants to get his team some work, and whatever Ben Johnson does, Ben Johnson does.
As we get to 7-on-7, it's Shedeur with the ones.
7-on-7, and Shedeur Sanders with the ones right there.
Should I tweet that? Is this breaking news?
Well, we broke it, but yeah, on Twitter
okay.
You could say it. Yeah, people.
No.
That's a good content generator.
No, that's not why I'm here.
Quincy Williams, Easton Mascarenas Arnold are the linebackers. Ball not out quickly there. A little check down to Quinshawn Judkins. For the Browns, just to get an idea of where we're at in the secondary, you do have Rocket Hickman and Grant Delpit out there. Your corners are Trey Avery, Miles Harden in the slot, and then Tyron Herring at the other cornerback position. Had a pick earlier. And now today when they're going to the 3 safety look, it's Chris Edmonds who just came in with the big nickel, we'll call it. Chris Edmonds in at safety. Delpit now moves down to the nickel, and you have no E-man in there today. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Did we see him in team drills earlier?
I don't know. I know he's been out there on the field, certainly.
All right, Shedeur.
With a nice ball outside. Yep. I mean,
little bunch to the left, clear out. Boston sits down, puts it right on him, comes back for it, makes the catch. Miles Harden will come back in. So this will be 7-on-7. Again, Shedeur with the ones. This should be 20 plays here. 5, then 5, then a break, then 5 and 5. It'll be interesting to see, does Shedeur get 10, 5 Watson, 5 Gabriel, or is it 10 and 10? So we haven't really seen as much of this kind of switching of who's there. All right, Shedeur in the shotgun, Sampson on his right hip, 2 to the right. You got Fannin in the slot, Judy wide to the right, Concepcion slot left, motion Judy, slides across, little drag underneath and stops. Looking downfield, nothing there. Check down for about 2 yards there to Quincy Williams, who's looking for Tylan Wallace.
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren was on the field 17 minutes ago.
Okay.
And he was getting some run at safety with the starting defense.
Okay. There he is.
So
yep,
he's back.
Okay.
So
he is back with Grant Delpit, who was in on that rep, going back to the sideline along with Rocket.
He's running
so
2 now.
Backup safeties, Edmonds and E-man with the 3 corners still.
And
Avery.
Shedeur.
He said he's running 2s. There aren't any 1 corners.
No, there aren't.
That's gone. That's
There are none. There's Shedeur with a deep ball.
Shot for Boston. Puts it right on.
Boston can't hang on. Trey Avery might have gotten a hand in there, but
he
Boston
got a hand in there.
Boston had the step, and Shedeur put it on him.
Perfectly thrown ball.
Coverage.
Yeah. And when he got it is he couldn't stop it. Perfect throw. Good positioning from Boston, but as the ball was out to make the catch, hit punch right out through his hands, and that's a good job there. Brandon Lynch had to be excited about that. All right, Shedeur, he's got 11 personnel. Bond wide to the right, Wallace and Larvidan to the left. Larvidan in the slot. He's got tight end Harold Fannin and Rocket Sanders on his hip. Drops to the top. Looks deep out. Tylan Wallace.
Another nice ball.
A little to the inside there, but Wallace created some separation, and that's a catch and a first down Browns.
Yes, a little bit to the inside, but out in a pretty good rhythm.
Yes, in a good rhythm.
And he hit his guys who was getting to the sideline. Ball placement, could have been better.
That's a catch.
But I like everything
it's a
else.
Completion, and it's a good route from Wallace.
Yeah.
We have seen that from both Shedeur and Deshaun of the ball being a little inside. Nice ball, but if that's on the outside, then
we're picking nits.
Yeah. Here's Deshaun back in here.
That's going to be that stop right there. Gets it to Whiteheart over the middle as the space clears out for a nice little gain here. As Deshaun now with the second team on that one, he had Corley and Larvidan at receiver. Now he's going to have Luke Floria, Amani Marshall, Corley, Carson Ryan and Larvidan as they go 11 personnel.
Really interested to see how much Carson Ryan plays in Chicago on Saturday, because he didn't do a lot with his hand down to the backfield as a true fullback at BYU and at UCLA. And look, he's been good so far in camp. Ball tipped here underneath by the rookie linebacker Justin Jefferson. But to actually see him as an up back in a game situation, I'm interested.
Really dangerous throw by Deshaun there.
It shouldn't. I mean, it should not have been.
Well, then not an accurate throw.
Yes, he did not elevate that. That's right there. He's throwing a deep out to Floria, who was open.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure you put that over the dropping linebacker. And by the way, there was plenty. That ball might have been short. That just wasn't a good throw from Deshaun Watson, who is not having the kind of day that I think he would have wanted to have thus far here today. Quick one in rhythm, just a quick little out underneath to Luke Floria. So far, the best ball we've seen today ended up incomplete, and that's when we haven't seen the ball come out of Denzel Boston's hands at all. It wasn't a drop. Again, it was punched out by Trey Avery, but that's been the best throw and play so far of the day from the offense.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen one where he got his mitts on it that it didn't end up in his breadbasket. You know? I mean, it's just he's been that automatic throughout camp. It was just a great play, and honestly, the corners needed it with all of the injury stuff and the oh boy, that's got to be a layup.
Oh, baby, that's a nice throw. Cedric Tillman behind the defense, and it looked like confusion there. It kind of looked like Lucas, who just joined the team, was playing cover 2, but he didn't have the over-the-top safety, and so he just let Tillman go up the sideline. Good recognition, good ball right there, obviously, from Deshaun Watson, and a big gain for Cedric Tillman. But that right there, that's a blown coverage, and this guy, he hasn't even been here a week.
Yeah, he's a rookie corner undrafted who got here a week ago. Who was in another camp.
You can tell B. Lynch was telling him, no, that wasn't the right hand signal, what you thought there. All right, little condensed formation here, to the right, 2 to the left. Watson looking, going out and up for Tillman, gives him a chance. Good coverage. My guess is he might get a flag there in an actual game because he never turned around his head for the ball, and Tillman tried to fight back through it, but it's going to fall incomplete. Music up.
Interesting
that means a break.
I don't know if you noticed.
B. Lynch is telling him you got to get your head around there.
Get your head around. Yeah. Deshaun really had to wind up on that. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that. I was looking at the coverage
I was watching.
You were here.
Tillman
I was
running.
watching quarterback, and he really had to kind of wind up on the throw.
He's got a little pamp arm.
I haven't seen him do.
Yeah.
He really – I mean, if you watch it back when you watch the All-22, you'll see it. He kind of had to wind up on the throw. That's usually one. The issue that he had early in camp on those deep balls was he was kind of overthrowing them, not putting enough air under him. That one was a little bit underthrown, and just watching him, he really had to wind up on that one a little bit.
You know, watching practice 2 of the last 3 days inside, right? We were inside Friday, inside yesterday. When we're down to the sideline not doing the show and you're inside and you're closer to the field, you can really feel the zip in his arm. He says he's as healthy as he's been in a while.
For who?
And for Deshaun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can really see it and feel it. Nathan, you and I were watching practice together in the end zone yesterday. I did not see that wind up, but that's interesting if he needs that.
Maybe nothing. I don't know. Just the first time I noticed it, I was keeping an eye on him, and he kind of had to felt like he had to kind of like
because he had
made one behind it.
He did a 35-yarder in the air to Isaiah Bond to end a practice 2 practices ago on Saturday when they were indoors.
Saturday?
Maybe
Saturday,
right? When was that? When were they indoors? Friday last week?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, so on Friday last week, he was running left, 35 in the air, ball. Just a rocket to Isaiah Bond. So that'll be something to watch because not only do you wind up, but to your point, that was an underthrown football there. But
even the one he hit on the blown coverage was underthrown. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but that's the right throw.
Him?
No, I think that's the right
here.
throw. Right, but you just can't overthrow that.
Yeah, just put it on him.
Put it on him.
And he had to stop a little bit.
Put it on him. All right, so Deshaun with the ones now. So he's going to get 10 plays in a row here. Back with the ones for the defense. Again, it's Avery, it's Harden, and it is Herring at corner. Boston and Judy and Fannin in a bunch to the right. Concepcion saying, nope, that's not where we're going. Nobody knows where they're going.
Huddle up again. 7-on-7 huddling up twice.
You don't like that.
Almost see the steam from Todd.
He can't be pleased. Well, it's going to be a bunch to the left now, and Harold Fannin alone to the right. Maybe we're getting emotion over there. There goes KC, left to right. Watson looks out that way, comes back, and that's going to be wide open to Quinshon Judkins. A lot of crossing routes, and then they had kind of Boston and Judy cross from left to right. Judkins come out underneath it. They caught Easton Mascarenas-Arnold peeking, and that would have been a big game. There's nobody on that side of the field.
Yeah, he'd be going. Still going.
The defense would say, well, if we had our rushers out there, maybe the pressure would have disrupted that. But without it, that was
and
if
we had 11 instead of 7.
All right, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Fan and wide to the right. Judy in the slot to the right, and that's how they're going to go with it here. Nowhere to go with the ball for Watson. At the last second, steps up and threads the needle.
That was a good one.
To Denzel Boston on the crosser coming back across the field. I don't know if you noticed, Trey Avery rode Fannin out of bounds. When you are at a decided height disadvantage there, and you're playing Harold Fannin, that is a mismatch.
Yeah,
just run him out of bounds.
They're telling Harold Fannin, you can't do that.
Yeah,
you cannot get pushed out of bounds right there. Which is interesting. The way that Avery played that was much more kind of like a cover 2 technique, but there was a single high safety over the top of it. But he just rode him out of bounds.
Run him out of bounds.
Cover 3.
I'm taking him off the board.
Tylan Wallace, deep comeback was open, checks it down underneath to Sampson, and that's where I think he has real value to this team.
Yep.
Get him in some space. Think about Kenneth Gainwell last year with the Steelers. I like that role for him.
If you go back and look at what game was I watching recently, the Titans game where Shador's marched him down the field at the end of the game at home. There are a couple of plays there where you had Dylan Sampson lined up in the slot, and he just ran some choice routes, little angle routes, Texas routes, whatever you want to call them, where you got him in space, and he's getting chunk plays and moving the chains in a 2-minute drill.
All right, 3-by-1 here. Bond up the sideline, comes down again underneath there to Dylan Sampson. Trey Avery is getting good chucks on these receivers on this side, and that's something.
I'll tell you what, man.
You can't let that happen as a receiver. You
no, but that kid's had himself a.
He's doing all right
good reps
today.
Here hanging in with
well, we need it.
Yeah, I mean, no
right
Denzel
now he
Ward
is your
out
number
here
4
today,
corner.
Obviously, no Tyson Campbell and the injuries, so yeah, you need it.
All right, 3-by-1 again. Judy, Floria, Fannin to the right. Boston and that X by himself, running a little double move. Comeback. That's a great route. Great ball.
That one was good.
Great ball back to the inside right there. And you say, well, what do you mean? It's an outward break. The leverage that Boston had, that throw back inside, kind of like what Joe Burrow talked about with Jamar Chase, that actually allowed him to catch it and move upfield, so that enhances the yak potential on that play. That might have been the best ball we've seen Deshaun throw today.
That is the best ball.
And that velocity was
that was great.
Quite
so
crisp.
Maybe just an odd one over here, but that one was a beaut. And so Dylan.
So 10 for Watson, 5 for Shador, and then 5 now for Dylan Gabriel, who's got to shake off that pick last time he was out here. Looking left over the middle to Tillman. Nice ball. As the tight end Drew Winston Reed out, created that opening. He was looking left, wide in the defense. Then you get the hit over the middle with Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman, part of me feels like let's just see him get some run. I'm not saying in place of the guys with the ones, but in the event that you needed him in that X role, let's see what that, because it feels like he's making plays. Like he seems of this class of receiver, he seems like the best of these receivers.
Yes. So can you do 6?
We'll see where he is. That's a trade.
Special teams.
Oh, dangerous throw. Justin Jefferson getting his hands on the football there.
Second time he has done that in 7-on-7. I think the thing for Tillman as well is, listen, if you have a wide receiver in that room that you say, does he have trade value? To me, he's that guy. Now, what he gets you is debatable here. I'm just going to assume, and I have not asked or poked around. Nathan, you said that earlier, used that phrase. I have not asked if that's a possibility, but I think he's going to play in the preseason just in case. Like, hey, let's put something good on film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little underneath route there to Boothkin. Not a ton of pushing the football down the field today. I did like that route from Boston, so that was kind of a triple move. He sold like the out and up, and then turned it into an out-up comeback. And it was, again, great ball from Deshaun right there. And Deshaun was very efficient in that second period of 5. His second period of 5
those
plays
were his
with
best
the ones.
throws. That was his best series of throws of the day.
Yep.
For sure. It was interesting.
Dangerous throw by Dylan
not having
Gabriel.
a very good day so far. It was interesting coming out of that water break. Shador had his helmet on and was in, like, it was his turn, and then went out and took his helmet off and then put it back on, and now it's off again. So we know that there were 20 plays. This is the 4th of those tranches, and he got the second, but that was it.
Good use of tranche.
It's his word. I stole it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It used to be so fun. The stadium, the schedule, had 4 four-game tranches.
Four four-game tranches.
You could also say that
behind Cedric Tillman. Tough day for Dylan Gabriel thus far.
Cut the schedule up into quarters.
Yeah, quarters. You could say that.
Of course, now you can't. Now the math is uneven.
A lot of people say that though. We're talking to a sophisticated football audience in 2026. They want to hear about tranches. Not quarters. Those are for basketball or for putting into the pool machine at your local watering hole.
It's amazing when you got tripped up by 1980, whatever it was.
And so
I don't know how you do it the other way.
1984.
It just doesn't work as well.
Brian Brennan making plays at wide receiver.
Just doesn't work as well as 2000.
No, 2000. It's the D is so good.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back into we told you you're going to get a lot of football here. So this is going to be blitz period, 16 plays, 4-4-4-4. We'll see if this goes.
Faux.
Moses Malone.
Huh? What's the deal? Sean Watson under center. He's got 2 tight ends and a fullback out there. Denzel Boston, the only receiver, and really was a 13 personnel. They give it to Quinshawn, who runs into a wall.
Winston Reed filling that hole as well.
Hayden Huntington out there with turtle power. Alex Wright saying, let me shake out my left arm right here, which I don't want to see that.
Shake it off.
Yeah, a little bit of a left hand maybe.
Shake it off.
You don't want to see that. Although Isaiah McGuire's been excellent. We need all 3 of them.
Okay. You need waves.
Yeah, because another thing is Alex Wright can kick it inside very effectively.
And he had to last week with all the injuries at tackle.
Watson in the shotgun. 2 high safety showing press there against Boston on the backside of this, and Boston wins off the rip, but it's a nice little swing out screen to Dylan Sampson. You see that release from Denzel
I sure
Boston?
did.
Holy moly.
I know that the play was predetermined, but my God, did he get separation there? All of the action
Wright is coming off. He is in a ton of pain. Just threw his helmet down.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Where is this given?
Right behind, right on the numbers at the 30.
Oh, no.
He threw his helmet again.
Looks like a hand.
It's a hand, so that can be clubbed, that can be casted. That is better than a knee or anything like that, but certainly big Alex Wright fans wishing him well. Browns now in their 3-safety look, or 2-safety look. They're getting Delpit and E-Man. Harden in the nickel. Watson in the shotgun moves. Concepcion across formation now 3 to the right. Bond, Concepcion, Fannin. Quick little screen out to Concepcion. Gets a block there from Titus Howard. A little tunnel screen
I love
right
that
there.
with him.
Yeah, that was going to be a nice gain. Titus Howard with a big block.
I'm not a big horizontal to get vertical guy unless you have somebody like that.
Because they have to have that
You
quick
have
burst.
to have the burst right away.
They got to be like a Tesla.
They do. They do. They need the plaid. I mean, you got to go ludicrous speed right away to be able to pop out of that. Now we have somebody who can. Too many teams try that. I see it all the time with Ohio State, and they obviously have some of the best receivers you're going to find. But they run that little tunnel, and if the guy doesn't get upfield right away, no chance.
All right, showing double A-gap blitz is the Browns' defense. Looks like it might be a zone, or it's going to be one-on-one with McNeil, Warren, and Casey Concepcion as he went in motion left to right. He's in the slot. You got Judy to the right, Whitehart to the right, Boston by himself. They drop into zone. That is a
nice
dime.
Deshaun Watson, Jerry Judy.
Bang 8 from Watson. Beats Quincy Williams, who's trying to drop out under it. That is a beautiful throw. So they were showing blitz, showing man, drop actually into a 2-high safety. That is great recognition, and that great throw from Deshaun Watson.
And I will tell you, after he made the throw, he got the Tiger Woods fist. The Tiger Woods, he was jacked up for it.
That was a good throw. By the way, Alex Wright now back is still behind the action there,
at his left hand.
Looks like he's getting a tape job, which is a good sign.
All right, Shador's in there now.
Yep, and the shotgun inside handoff on the first one there. I think that was Amani Marshall, nowhere to go.
Justin Jefferson, first man there.
All right, so bad interception early for Deshaun.
2 best throws of the day.
Better late. Yes, the last 2 periods better.
The one over there to Boston and this one to Judy were the 2 best throws of the day.
The Judy one is
the one to Shador deep was good too.
Shador deep.
The Boston got punched out.
But it was punched out. Yep, but a perfect throw. That's not on the quarterback. That's a plus for Shador, who is in the shotgun. He's got Carson Ryan and Cole Wilson to the left. Rocket Sanders on his left hip. Out to the right, Tylen Wallace. And he sends Bates cross formation right to left. 3-by-1 again. There's a lot of 3-by-1 in this. Little screen out. Winston reads it. Wouldn't you say, Andrew, we've seen a lot more 3-by-1 in this training camp than we've seen maybe in the last 6 years combined?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Justin Jefferson had a blitz there, he might have gotten to the quarterback in time. They're setting up the screen either way. Shedeur was able to get it out. Even if there is that free hitter there, it's a blitz. You're setting up that screen to beat that blitz, and they probably had that thing dialed up perfectly.
All right, Alex Wright back with his teammates, has his helmet in his hand, so
maybe
says he's good. He's just using his left hand. Man, it could have been dislocation. Could have painful.
Those are painful.
Yeah, painful things. 3-by-1 again, trips to the left. Out to the right, Malachi Corley. Sanders in the shotgun, lifts the leg.
Showing slot pressure.
Yep.
Oh, no. Delay.
Showing a blitz. It was a delay of game. And he just throws it away.
They were showing slot pressure there. Shedeur looked to that side. They dropped.
Dissatisfied.
Can't stand that. You could tell there was confusion. There's like 6-7 seconds on the game clock, confusion. And then he looked up and saw it was a 2 and tried to get it snapped, and then it was cooked at that point. Yeah, Todd's not happy with that stuff.
Monken, by the way, when we saw him throw his walkie-talkie end of practice yesterday, the end of practice was sloppy for both quarterbacks in a 2-minute situation. Yep. He said he apologized to the offense for, in his words, Nathan, how did he phrase it again? He said he
showing them up?
No. He said he got hijacked. He got emotionally hijacked.
That was it. Yeah.
Sanders, quick one out to Florida, gets a nice block from Bates. The screen is set up. Austin Barber out in front, taking down Donovan McMillan.
That was a great initial block.
Yeah, very nice. That was a very effective blitz beater. And this is also new. So we talked about the 3-by-1 new. We weren't blitz beaters with screens or quick hitters into space in the under Stefanski.
Absolutely. And not only that, how many times when we did have screens set up was that first guy not out there in time? All the time. Many times. There he was. Brendan Bates was.
A lot of that looks to me Rams-ish. The Rams used to run a lot of those tunnel screens out there, get Cooper Kupp out there, get Puka Nacua out there, and just get that quick tunnel screen. Beats the blitz, and then you're counting on your line to get out, make one block, and if you do, you turn a line of scrimmage throw into a 10-plus yard game.
And if you don't, you get a 4-yard run, against the blitz, and you run out of the blitz. Go ahead. Sorry.
Got to take a quick timeout right now. As they take a quick timeout right now, you're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Merely Bo, the Great Z, the Orange Jacket, Mr. Siciliano.
Greetings.
Just joining us on the terrestrial radio. You will get our observations from the first half of practice in the second half. We are in 11 on 11 right now. It is 2s right now, Dylan Gabriel operating, but we had a lot of news today off the top, Dr. Z, for those of us, for those joining on the radio.
Yeah, for sure, and it starts with the cornerback room. No Denzel Ward, no Tyson Campbell, no D'Angelo Ross, no Miles Bryant, and then Damari Mathis suffered what looks to be a serious leg injury in the one-on-ones, no contact. So that's a group that has been beset by injury or besieged by injury, and it seems to be even more so today. So the Browns really without their top 2 corners on the outside. You can make a case it was without top 3. And the offense in the ones, Deshaun Watson starting today, threw an interception on the first one. Not a good decision with the football, but since then has been really good. And in fact, in the last 7-on-7 period, threw the ball great. And then here in this 11-on-11 period, first one, Verse got around Fano. They had a little bit more, exchanged some pleasantries that got Verse actually pulled out of the play, knocked it around. Second down, though, was a great ball beating cover. Zero's Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel to Luke Floria for the touchdown.
Floria.
Oh, look at DeJuan Jones celebrating.
Carrying some heavy things around there. That looked like Liam in Liam in The Big Lebowski right there. Liam and me.
Liam and me.
If you could paint that picture in your head.
Yeah.
DeJuan Jones fired up still. Dylan Gabriel, nice pass there, but Deshaun came back after that, and in that 11-on-11, so they knocked the first one away, then had a cover 0, beats it, perfect throw to Denzel Boston, who's able to cut it upfield. That looked like a catch-and-run touchdown. I think he's still going. Then he hits Isaiah Bond getting behind the defense, as he is wont to do, with a perfectly thrown ball for about a 60-yard touchdown. And then he steps up in the pocket, drills one to Boston. Arm looks very good. So the concerns that maybe on that one throw, maybe it was just something odd that happened on that one. But he is throwing the ball really well. Brown's now doing kind of at the 25, so high red zone here for the Cleveland Browns, just on the
One
outskirts.
other thing real quick. You mentioned Jared Verse getting around Fano. Words exchanged. Bumped into Watson. Todd pulled him out. Verse just did apologize to Deshaun as they're now moving into this high red zone with Deshaun with the ball now out of the gun. Stepping up. Batted down.
Yeah, batted down. Jared Verse had an inward breaking route there to Denzel Boston.
Denzel Boston's hopping in the end zone.
Who's hopping, and that is not anything that you want to see. His left leg.
He's moving.
He said he's fine.
He's jogging.
He's fine.
Yeah, nothing to prove, 12.
He actually had him on a post.
He did.
Oh, no, and Watson saw just knocked down by Jared Verse there. I think if that ball gets out of his hand, that's a touchdown.
Love the fire from Jared Verse. Love the competition between him and Fano there. You can't knock the quarterback down. Period. Full stop.
Boston to the right. Judy in motion right to left. Inside handoff there to Quinshot. Gets out of a tackle from Mason Graham. And I know they're not tackling, but I think he gets out of that one.
He gets out of that. Yeah. I think that's right.
Picked up 5.
Trey Avery's had a nice
needed it
with all the corner stuff we've had today.
Yeah, we're going to need more corners in. He's done a good job on that boundary.
So Alex Wright's looks like he's shaking his right shoulder out. He left practice, or rather, he left the drills earlier through his helmet. They were taping up his left hand.
Yep.
Keep an eye on Alex Wright.
All right, ball on the left hash at the 19. Watson in shotgun. Dylan Sampson to his right. Casey Concepcion slot to the right. Wallace wide to the right. Bond wide to the left. Drops back. He's looking left. Comes back right. Gets it out to Sampson. He's got to make one guy miss. Quincy Williams, who closed that down quickly. But that would have been, I think, a tough open field tackle. And if he made it, it would have been a very good open field tackle.
Both could be true. I love Quincy Williams and his closing speed. Also, I'm taking Dylan Sampson one-on-one in space against most linebackers.
Well, also right there with that angle, had he put the brakes on, as you say, as they did in Top Gun, the Ridge.
The Ridge.
Hit the brakes and he flies right by. Yep.
All right, ball now at the 17 left hash. Tylan Wallace wide to the left. Bond in motion right to left now. Back orbits around. Fake the sweep.
Oh, interesting.
They fake kind of an end around there, and Alex Wright just got right around Titus Howard and blew that up in the backfield. That would have been a loss on offense there.
No one fooled there.
Alex Wright moving slowly just gave a thumbs up.
I mean, he just made the play.
A thumbs up, but it might also, not trying to read into it, like, hey, I'm okay. But he looks to be laboring out there, to be honest with you.
Denzel Boston back out after taking a couple of plays off there.
Boston wide to the right, Whitehart in the slot right. They send Sampson in motion. They got Fan into the left, open in the flat, catches it. And that's where Harold Fannin is so good after the catch. Good read there, good decision by Deshaun Watson. Ball out quick. Ball has not gone into the end zone in this period, but a couple of good completions just to keep the things moving. And then, of course, the batted ball on one where I think he had a chance to get that to Denzel Boston in the end zone. Browns offensive line today, we know that 4 of the 5 are solidified. It's going to be Fano, Zion Johnson, Elton Jenkins, Titus Howard at right tackle, right guard. Tevin Jenkins working exclusively with the ones today and has the lead per Monken with Watson under center. Casey Concepcion wide to the right. Wallace wide to the left. Short motion in next to Fannin at tight end. Sampson, that's a fake, and he gets out wide. Bootleg. Jared Verse may have had something to say with that. Nowhere to go with the football. Jared Verse is so quick up the field. Dude. My word.
He's had a really good practice.
And the crazy thing is, too, he's quick up the field. He's getting the backfield, in essence, playing a different position than he did with the Rams. Mm-hmm. Not that he never had his hand down, but they play a 3-4. He stood up a lot. He set an edge as a stand-up backer.
He likes this.
Yes, he does.
He said that he prefers this because he knows that he is going. When you're in 3-4, as much as you like it or don't like it, you're going to have to drop. I mean, part of the defense is you're going to be in coverage. Now he is always going, and he is like that so far. So Shedeur here with the 2s. He's got Larvidan. He's got Floria, and Corley. He has got Carson Ryan to the right in a bunch. Corley to the left. They send Larvidan across the formation. Knee up, inside hand. No, he keeps it and gets a great block from Malachi Corley.
Too.
But we've got a flag. We'll see what that call is. It's going to be, it looks like something on the wide receiver. J.W. Johnson saying, no, that's on the defense, as a matter of fact.
Hold on, kid.
Don't worry about it.
Can we comment on J.W.? I believe he started practice in dry fit. He's now got the long sleeve and slacks on.
Businessman now, running a business.
He's got the khakis and the baby blue. It's a good look.
Yeah.
Little docksiders, maybe.
We have a wardrobe change in practice.
That was a good block by Malachi Corley. Good ball handling by Shedeur Sanders on the keeper there. And he doesn't have the burst to take that but that would have been a very nice gain.
Oh,
quick out there to Booth. But Winston Reed's been in the right place quite a bit today at that line. Again, another testament to Jason Tarver, but these linebackers getting so many reps, and they need them because they don't have NFL game reps.
Was your for Okwara off the line?
Yep.
He had some get-off there.
That was shot out of a cannon.
Well, 2 years ago with us, Okwara had 3 sacks in the preseason, led the team, ended up being a cut, and was on practice squads around the league. But right now you'd have to say he's got a good chance to be that 4th defensive end. All right, Shedeur in the shotgun, ball at the 18-yard line. He's got Marshall on his hip to the left, Floria slot left, Corley was wide to the right, Larvidan wide to the left. Good release there by Bates.
Good ball.
Who beats Justin Jefferson. Good ball. Nice little 8-yard gain there. So they kind of ran. Larvidan got inside and cleared out. Bates with the out underneath is the concept they ran on that right side there, and a good throw from Shedeur.
Interesting how these 2 reps are being handled, with Dylan getting some, Shedeur getting some, and kind of splitting them up a little bit.
Yeah, Dylan needed that long ball to Floria.
He needed a win.
A tough go for him in the early going. This is good for Fano to get all these reps, and today Versus had gotten the better of him a few times, but this is good work for him. All right, Shedeur in the shotgun again. Booth off of his left hip. He's got Wallace wide to the right, Carson Ryan on a wing to the right. Looks like, is that 2 tight ends to the left?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a delay of game.
Second
and Todd
one.
Monken not pleased with somebody's getting yelled at back there, and now somebody's getting yelled at over here.
Todd Monken, demonstrative. Let's put it that way from here.
He doesn't have patience for it, and he can't. It's bad ball, and that's 2 of them that we've had.
We got a game this week too.
Yeah.
He's like, what are we doing, guys? Arms out.
He's not having it.
I don't know if it was the tight ends. If there needed to be a motion that didn't happen in time. We don't know. I will say it does feel like the play clock starting at 35, which is good. Push them. If you can run in 35, you certainly can run in 40.
So Travis Schweitzer was asked, the OC was asked today, is there an ideal amount of time you want on the clock breaking the huddle? And he said, no, it doesn't matter. Obviously, tempo, game situations, a lot of things matter. He broke the huddle there at 18 for what it's worth. They blew it dead. They went back and they rehuddled.
All right, so they're in that same look again. 2 tight ends to the left, 1 to the right. Shedeur in the shotgun, drops back, steps up, underneath. Good throw, good catch, and hit right away for a minimal, probably a 4 or 5 yard gain, but good little read there.
Yeah, give the running back a chance to make a play over the middle.
Yeah, and that's what Booth does. He bounces off that tackle. He's gone. See, I always thought, and I've listened, obviously, Sean McVay talk about this topic, but if you can get out there with still 15 plus on the play clock, then the coach can talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And say.
It cuts off at 15.
Cuts off at 15. So if you can get out there, say at 20, he's got 5 seconds for the coach to be communicating what that look is to the quarterback.
The faster, the better.
All right, Shedeur under center, got an I formation behind him. Inside handoff to Rocket Sanders, blown up by Justin Jefferson, beating the block there of Carson Ryan.
The other thing, too, with the play clock, look, there's a good and a bad to it. Sometimes too much communication can be a bad thing. Quarterbacks will tell you as well, hey, get out of my head. Like, let me do my thing. Stop talking to me. Please shut up. And when Jared Goff, in Sean's second year there, took him to the Super Bowl, there was this, well, Jared can't be that good. Sean's just telling him where to throw the ball. And you're like, it's not that easy, guys. And if that is the case, then why aren't the other 31 coaches doing it?
2 tight ends to the right. Cole Wilson wide to the right. Malachi Corley wide to the left. They motion Wilson in tight to the formation. The running back behind his Booth. It's a fake end around here. Shedeur's not really got anywhere to go with the ball. He's going to have to throw it away.
He threw it at the official.
So that's twice that we've done that naked boot. We did one to the left with Watson, one to the right with Shedeur, and neither time did they have anywhere to go with the football.
Oh, no, Chops has been taken down. Eddie Olafosio, the linebacker, took down Chops. Will there be a quarterback tracker today?
He popped up.
He's okay. He is okay.
Those are your Hot Topics today, presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are taking a timeout, so are we. Listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's brought to you by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And today's show is brought to you by Elk and Elk. If a car, truck, or motorcycle accident caused you injury, call the injury lawyers at 1-800-ELK, Ohio for a free case review. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Practice number 12 underway is a full padded practice. It is a Deshaun Watson day at practice here today. And we are handling some special team opportunities right now. The last two sessions of 7-on-7 and 11-on-11, the last 7-on-7 and the last 11-on-11 team that we did was a reminded me of a week ago Wednesday with Deshaun. Like everything just
Yep.
Everything looked great. So he got into a rhythm. You could see it. Even had one where he kind of stepped up, pressure, just threw it on a rope and was in a really good spot. So that's kind of been the story on the field of the day. Off the field, as we mentioned off the top, we're dealing with the injury to Mathis.
You know, one thing that I think about, with Todd doing his pressers beforehand is smart for him. It's not as great for us.
I'm sure it's strategic.
Of course it is, because a lot of time, like, for example, where's Denzel Ward would be one of the first questions asked today. By tomorrow, people might not remember it, or Denzel is back and speaking at the podium and it doesn't even come up. You know what I mean? So it is strategic. I liked getting that real-time kind of feedback and understanding from their perspective. I think from Todd's perspective, it makes a heck of a lot more sense to do it when he does it.
He's not the only coach that does it.
If I was the coach, that's
Dan
when
Campbell
I would do it.
talks before practice. Others do as well.
I got a theory on it.
And it is?
I think he doesn't have a voice.
I mean, that's another
practice
theory. Yeah.
I don't think he's got a voice after practice.
Which he did speak after practice during the offseason, the OTAs and mandatory minicamp. He did it after practice then. And there was a day in which I believe he didn't come to the podium because he didn't have a voice.
Yeah, I mean these practices are obviously longer and obviously much more to them, more intense. I kind of wonder if he burns his voice out is kind of my theory on it. But obviously strategically for him it makes sense too. But yeah, so those have kind of been the stories here on day 12 of camp, Mr. Siciliano.
Yeah, I agreed. I thought Deshaun looked pretty good. Denzel Boston, I hope is okay. There came up hopping in a red zone drill, but waved everyone off and said he was okay. The Alex Wright injury, they taped up his left hand. We're seeing the D-line work in front of us right now, the closest position group to where we are sitting, high above these fields here in this beautiful Jason Gibbs and
what a great
G-Man and Dr. J curated perch here. Alex Wright looks to be okay, which is good because when he threw his helmet, actually threw it twice. You fear the worst, but he seems to be fine here. To quote Han Solo at the end of A New Hope, we're all fine here. How are you? Sorry, is that a deep cut? I'm old.
No. Got it well. I gave you appropriate chuckle, I thought.
Okay.
I landed the plane with me.
That
Denzel
was
Boston.
a courtesy chortle. I appreciate you.
No, I don't think so. It was a legitimate. I didn't expect a New Hope reference.
Okay.
I love it.
You got me. Yeah, it worked. Denzel Boston returning punts now in front of us.
Very good sign.
Not a very good
punt is unreturnable.
Yeah, not a great one there. Bojorquez has been hitting some bombs in this camp, though.
So we actually
looks like a guy after hitting a chip and it goes dead right, going looking at the club.
Yeah,
like, what happened? What happened?
What are we doing here? Byron Storr, the Browns' new special teams coordinator, had his turn at the podium today, and he said what we knew already, and something he said earlier in the offseason, which is it's Corey Bojorquez's job to lose. It should be noted, though, there are 3 punters in camp, including Wes Paul, not Les Paul, a 6'4" rookie out of Oklahoma State, undrafted rookie free agent, and Nick Constantino, who is a international pathway programs player, so he doesn't actually count to the 90-man roster. He is technically a first-year player out of A&M.
Number? You got a number on that one?
Yeah, he is 30.
Well, he just hit a hell of a punt.
Well, there you go.
Really good punt. So we're getting back to some team now, and the ones coming out, and it is again Deshaun Watson with that grouping, as it has been all day.
So this says on the sheet, this is listed as call it out, play it out. So maybe we're going to get a little team move the ball.
There we go.
Which would be some real football.
Team MTB, as it's listed.
Yeah, which that's in the parlance of our times, I believe that's what it stands for, move the ball. So a little bit of some real football, an opportunity here to get some real football and see if Deshaun can keep up what he had been doing after that ugly interception to start his tenure here today.
And what a blessing it would be if this offense can MTB.
They should.
There aren't many corners. Not many corners who have played much.
KT Leviston in at right guard.
Leviston in at right guard. Judy and Concepcion to the left. Boston wide to the right. Kind of a condensed formation. Turns and gives. Nice little jump cut by Dylan Sampson, who gets to the outside. That's going to be at, 15, 20?
Yep. Really nice play. Good jump cut there.
Yeah. Well, when you're the SEC Offensive Player of the Year.
Still only 21.
There's a lot of talent in there, and that was on display.
The right stick button?
Yeah, that was a little right stick, a little jump stick. Browns offense huddling up. Now they're placing the ball. That got all the way out to the 46. So now we know where we're at. 46, left hash, Boston wide to the left, Fannin tight end to the left, 2 tight ends, Bates to the right, Jerry Judy wide to the right, and under center Watson with Sampson in the backfield. Sees something, puts a little hand signal out, checks out of it. Goes, and that's just a nice little zone. A cut back from Dylan Sampson, foot in the ground. That might be another 10 if you're asking me.
I think you're probably right on that, yeah.
Look, he can be a 3-down back. He's not the biggest guy. I don't know that I want to have him as a 3-down back. I don't want him to take the pounding at that size. But he has the skill and the talent. You said, obviously, the SEC.
Did that at Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the skins on the wall.
They gave him 3 yards on that. Tough crowd right there. All right, Brendan Bates, tight end to the right. Ryan was at the tight end to the left, moves into an I formation with Amani Marshall. Judy in the slot to the left. Boston wide to the left, under center again. Third straight run. And Jared Verse.
Jared, stay up.
Jared Verse, like
shows
he was
violence.
Shot out of a cannon.
Good gosh almighty.
So Fano pulled, and so the timing on that is you better be pretty dang quick.
Back door was open.
Yeah, it was, and he was there quick.
And Joxies are escorting him off the field. Grant Delpit with a hug for Jared Verse. That backs him up. That's a 5-yard loss. So, Mike, can you see from your perch right there, Cillian? Can you see the down marker?
If it's third? I cannot.
My guess is it would be third down now and about 10.
Breaking the play clock at 20. I cannot.
Third and
breaking
10.
The huddle with the play
Watson
clock
in the shotgun. 3 to the left. Fannin to alone on the right. Defense showing blitz. They drop out of it. Isaiah McGuire actually drops into a zone in the middle. Watson, can he get it out there? Had Concepcion flat-footed, just throws it a little too far out in front.
Muddy pocket.
And a lot of noise around him in the pocket.
Punt. A lot of pressure right there. That's another wrinkle for Mike Rutenberg. Isaiah McGuire was stood up over this in one of the A gaps with the linebacker. The linebacker blitzed. McGuire dropped out, and the offensive line couldn't pick it up. Watson still had a chance. Flat-footed, slinging it out to the right. Had Concepcion, who had created separation.
Can I tell a real quick story? My colleague at Yahoo, Jory Epstein, was just here a couple of days ago. And I saw a video that she
was in the draft room.
Yes, she was. And now Shador's back in there. Well, here, we'll do the story after this play.
All right, Shador with the 2s now under center. He's got Bond and Larvadan to the left, turns inside, hand rocket. Sanders tries to bounce it outside, and no, says Julian Aquara.
Okay, so Jory was telling the story about how she sat down with Jared Verse, and Jared's been great with the media, talking to everybody. And at the end, Jory, she said she often does this, says, hey, is there anything else I missed? Anything else you want to get out? And Jared Verse said, yeah. We're not here to rebuild. I am not here to rebuild. I am here to win. Yeah. And Jory's like, okay, cool. Like, unsolicited, what do you want to tell me? That's what I want you to tell me. That's what I want you to know is my closing statement.
All right.
I'm guessing the guy behind Shador with the play clock
says
feels
the same thing.
Very similar.
With his hands out right now?
Yeah.
All right, Isaiah Bond, couple of motions, out and in. Bond on a little crosser underneath. Shador had that, scrambling, looking, and forced to throw it away there.
He had that, you're right.
He had Bond. Bond had kind of come in, went back out, and then in as the ball was snapped in, kind of almost inserted between the tight end and the left tackle underneath, and had space there for a little catch and run. Wouldn't have been a huge one, but he make a guy miss, and that, gets you an opportunity. But now we're going to be facing 3rd and long here for the number 2 offense. 3rd and long. Hope they get a couple goes at this because this could be pretty short-lived. Bond and Larvadan to the right. Quick snap there.
14 of the play clock.
Gets it down to Bond, who's got a little bit of an angle. I mean,
would have taken a heck of a tackle and open space on that.
Justin Jefferson going to the sideline there, and Bond, again, we're not live, slithered away from him.
Let me tell you something. That was a one-hand reach to touch his hip.
Yeah.
He gave him the old dead leg right there, and Justin Jefferson slowed, and then Bond hit the Jets. I don't think that would have been a tackle. And that's when where Tarv's going to be on him. You have to finish that tackle. You have to play through that. Do not fall for that little dead leg there. All right, so they're going to give the ones another opportunity here. Ball on the 34. Boston out to the left. Concepcion almost kind of tight to the formation. Handoff, good hole right there, Dylan Sampson. Now they'll say Alex Wright was able to get past Harold Fannin, so that'll be considered a short gain, setting up a 2nd and long. So the Browns have been run on first down all 3 of these move the ball sequences. And people would tell you passing on first down is more efficient.
They would.
Are you saying they've already become predictable?
Well, how about it? We'll find out. We'll find out if it's a run on first down next time. All right, Watson in the shotgun. Judy wide to the right. Fannin tight to the right. Ball snap. Watson's looking left. Concepcion, quick little out. There you go. Get yourself into a 3rd and manageable. Probably picks up about 5 there to KC Concepcion.
I don't need it in the preseason, but I do think that you guys out there listening are going to love watching KC Concepcion once he catches it. Because his ability, he is so quick. The burst is so real. He gets upfield. He makes you miss. I think he's a really tough tackle.
Right.
Obviously, we're not taking to the ground. But
no, which would be fun to see.
Yeah.
3rd down, Watson the shotgun. 3 to the right, Judy. He's got Concepcion, Fannin, Boston to the left in that X. Amani Marshall on his left hip. Knee goes up. Ball comes down. They got to get the first down. Rips it over the linebacker and into Harold Fannin. Now that was a good ball. And that is first down Browns. Probably a pickup of about 20 to the 44-yard line of the Browns defense. So got across midfield. Big-time 3rd down throw right there from Deshaun Watson.
That was really classic quarterback read the defense stuff. He went high to low on that, had Fannin, had Concepcion, too, immediately underneath, but saw the bigger opportunity down the field and stuck it in there.
And they were showing pressure at DB off the right side that dropped.
And put it to the back shoulder to stop him from running into Trey Avery into his zone. Watson now under center. He's got a tight end to the right. I formation. Give to Marty. And that's – don't blow that one dead until right there. That should be at the 30 or around the 30. And, yes, the 31-yard line. Great cutback by Amani Marshall. It's going to be fun to watch him and Rocket Sanders and Booth in the preseason as they're competing for that 3rd running back job. But a nice run there from Amani Marshall.
You know, it's a job we really haven't talked a lot about. Obviously, the first 2 backs are locked in. We talked so much about how these preseason games mean something for the quarterbacks. That number 3 running back spot is fun.
All right, Watson in the shotgun says, no, let's get in there. He's changing the play. Goes from shotgun to under center, brings Floria and Whiteheart into the formation. Safety creeping down.
Chris Edmonds tight. Creeping. You got 2 seconds.
1, snap it.
They got it off at 0.
Marshall bounced outside, but this time Easton
Isaiah McGuire in the backfield
Arnold
as well early.
Yep. Push Titus Howard back.
2 separate changes there, but they did get it off before the play clock ran out.
Good job by Mascarenas Arnold. And listen, Luke Floria has made some nice catches, had the touchdown earlier from Gabriel, but that's where it's tough for a guy that size when you're asking him to be kind of a lead blocker in the run game. It's tough. Avery got past him. Mascarenas Arnold got past Titus Howard and was free to the runner. Watson in the shotgun now, 2 tight ends. Whiteheart in a slot to the left. Boston wide to the left. Judy wide to the right. Fannin in a tight end position to the right with Amani Marshall going in motion. Out to the left.
Whoa.
Watson look, and that's a sack from the backside. Julian Aquara.
Aquara, man.
That's a sack. That
blew by Fano on that.
Fano saying, my bad. And that is a –
can't have that.
It's a good practice out of Julian.
That looked like it was a young man. I remember Jim Burt coming around the backside of Joe Montana and ending that game for Golden Joe.
Golden Joe was out for a while with that, wasn't he?
Yeah, that would have been a very big hit right there.
Oh, that would have been
a problem.
Yeah, that could have dislodged a ball. That could have been all sorts of problems. That was not Verse either. That was Julian Aquara on that.
3rd and about 18 from the 40. Ball dropped by Watson, picks it up. He's got time, and now he's touched down. I don't know what 53 was doing right there. 53 kind of just ran off to the side.
They also had Fano over there over the tackle to give a little help. I'm sorry, they had Fannin over there to give a little help.
But that drive stalls, and
that's a little low, but probably
got to catch it.
Got to catch it still.
So right there, the bad ball would be you're in field goal range. Now, we know that Schmidt can still make a 58-yarder, but you were in field goal range, and then you take yourself out of it with the sack, and that happened too quickly for a quarterback to do anything about it. But that stalled. Nice throw on 3rd down, but then not enough. Nice run from Amani Marshall. Got down to the 30, and you end up not getting even a field goal attempt.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
That ain't it, buddy.
All right, Shador under center here. They're going to go with that little stretch to the right. Booth hit immediately there. So maybe we are predictable on first down, Ciliano. That's 4 for 4.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was 5 for 5. They had it down here after the
after the game.
After the
it was
explosive.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Looking up Andre Schmidt career log, I can't remember. 55? 55 it is.
D-Hop hit a 58 for us, in, I want to say in Indy.
In Indy in Indy. Is that the miles over the line
Yes,
game?
it is. Shador in the shotgun, looks to his left. Ball comes out low to Booth, incomplete there on the check down. And it is going to be 3rd and long. And he's telling Booth, I need you here. Booth says, but I was there. And now I need you here. Okay.
All right, we're all friends. You got DeJuan in at right tackle here, Barber at left tackle.
NFL analysts will tell you the quarterback knows. So the quarterback is right in that situation.
You are correct. We also have the quarterbacks wearing the GoPros, so we could see that conversation up close later. At least the coaching staff can.
All right. Right now showing 4 receivers. Carson Ryan, the tight end, wide to the right. Larvidan, slot right. Floria, slot left. Malachi Corley, wide to left. No Tillman at all.
No.
Booth on the left hip. Shador in the shotgun. 3rd and long. Gets it out quick over the middle.
Ball.
Larvidan. Are they going to give him the first down? Mr. Referee?
Looks like they are.
Move the sticks. Let's
Mr.
go.
Referee, quick slant to Larvidan. Good
3rd
ball.
and Larvidan.
Good ball from Shador there. And I would say, if I was flipping that around, too easy.
Yeah.
That was just a 2-step slant off the left slot with 0 resistance at all.
Hey, man, I'm happy when Shador sees it, feels it, reads it, rips it.
Absolutely.
It.
That was
go.
perfect. Perfectly
Absolutely.
done by the quarterback. All right, Shador in the shotgun, 2 to the left. Bates tight to the right. They send Ryan in motion out there to wheel out, just take a little space. Shador wanted Larvidan well covered, able to get out of the pocket, and just a quick little check down for a couple of yards there to Malachi Corley.
Because of no Denzel, because of no Tyson Campbell, both out today. Tyson was out here. Denzel hasn't been out here at all. And then the injury to Mathis. You are deep in the bag at corner right now.
Yeah, and we're not seeing really the ball get to. We had the deep one to Bond. We've had a couple nice ones to Boston. Shador with a nice one to Boston. And then Luke Floria from Dylan Gabriel. But consistently not there. And I'd say some of it certainly with the ones. And it's, I'm not ready to call it cause for concern. But there was definitely a lot of pressure.
There was.
Yes.
I was going to say that before the last play, that the defensive line's having a day.
Shador in the shotgun at 2 to the right, 1 to the left, looking
Deep shot.
vertical. Larvidan.
Good ball.
Oh, just overshot him. Larvidan with a very classy little push-off there to create that
hand
separation.
Fighting, Derek, down the sideline.
Just overshot him right there. But the good read, single high, no safety help over the top there. Larvidan just about a yard overthrown right there.
And that's his guy.
That is his guy. No, I mean, right now we're going against Evans on one side, right? And what's the kid's name that we just brought in, 38?
38, the kid. Hold on one sec. I had
Not
it earlier.
Lucas. I said Lucas.
No, it is Lucas, actually.
Is it? Lucas,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he hasn't even been here a week, and those are the corners.
Corner, rookie, Clemson, undrafted.
All right, 3rd down and about 6 from the 48, the plus 48. Shador in the shotgun. He's got trips to the right. Bates singled up to the left. Now Floria moves across formation, so to the left, to the right. Floria speed out. Good route combination. Good play. So Bates gets up. Floria has the safety, McMillan, with him. Works up the field. McMillan has to stay flat-footed, breaks the speed out. Good throw in rhythm, and the Browns move the chains. First down at the 38. Or, I'm sorry, at the 42 of the Browns. Good throw right there. Good recognition. And the 2 on 3rd down now, Shador Sanders. Those are the money downs.
Yep.
You go 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Really doesn't matter what happened on 1st and 2nd. Under center now, 2 tight ends. Ryan to the right, Bates to the left, Larvidan wide to the left, and Wallace wide to the right with Booth in the backfield. Makes a little check there. It's going to be a run zone right there. Nice, a hole opened up. Carson Ryan and Jack Conley with DeJuan Jonesley the way created a nice hole on the right side of that line for a good, maybe a 4-yard pickup there on 1st down. Maybe a little less. They're a little tough on these running backs.
Pretty tight. Yeah, they call it. As soon as they get a hand on them, they're done.
Just got to the.
We're not running through tackles here on the simulation.
He gave him 2 yards there. That would have been more than 2 yards.
We got Logan Fano here working against. So he's playing right defensive end, working against
Barber.
Barber at left tackle. I would love to see brother on brother. Not here.
All right, I formation. Shador talking to Carson Ryan is the up back. Rocket Sanders is the deep back.
Play clock at 1 when he gets it off.
Gets it off. Play action. Looking for a double move to Wallace, who makes a nice inward breaking route. That took a long time. That was not what I would call quick developing, but a good ball from Shador there because it had to be low and inside, or low and outside, I'm sorry, and it was.
Think about how cool that is for the Fano boys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they were eating lunch together today.
So cool, man.
Yeah, very cool.
So cool.
We'll see if Logan, I mean, listen, that fourth defensive end spot is as open as anything. Can he play his way into it?
Spence has not had his best day today.
No.
After he's been really, really good throughout, but today he's
going to have to learn from that one. All right, Shador under center, 11 personnel. Shador under center with 11 personnel. Larvidan motions across from wide left to wide right. Turn and a give. Nice block from Carson Ryan.
As it was Logan Fano getting in the backfield.
Almost blew it up, but Fano was able to get pushed past the play by Ryan. And Sanders gets to the outside, picks up a couple there on second. That would have been second down.
Oh, man, I lost track of downs. We can't see the yardsticks from here.
No, but we're at maybe that was first down. I think it was a completion to Wallace for a first down.
Yeah, exactly.
You gain about a yard there. So, the run on first down continues. Browns now at the 28-yard line. Sanders under center. He's got two tight ends to his right. Carson Ryan on the wing to the right. Now motions back. Inside play action. He's got a nice pocket. Can he get it over the top?
No. Basically threw that away there.
It looked like he had Corley, and then Daniel Thomas, the safety on the backside, did a good job of getting back there and not allowing him to put it out in front.
Yeah, a little concern with as banged up as we are, certainly in this portion. We had Deshaun in that great stretch in the 7-on-7, 11-on-11, but in this portion we're playing the real football that we haven't been able to get is not enough going with the receivers, considering, kind of how battered we are at corner.
It's really only been on third down. He had the big one to Boston. Shador, two third downs on this drive. Let's see if he can get another. Wallace wide to the right. Floria in a slot to the right. Tight end is Brendan Bates, tight to the left, and Larvidan wide to the left.
It's delay.
That was a delay.
Yep.
Corners are playing up. Daniel Thomas, the safety, snuck around.
Did they call it?
He looped around on a blitz.
I mean, it was a delay. I don't know if they called it, but it definitely was delay of game. I think they missed it.
They missed it.
Got away with them. We'll take it.
We'll take it. Gets it out to Larvidan there with the off coverage. Again, too easy.
You ever think Rudy? Can you imagine if Rudy ever listened to us? He's like, God, these guys are so pro offense.
We are pro offense.
We're so pro offense.
Yes.
Like we're just so come on, man.
Well, that's what we're focusing on right
now.
Of
course. No. I know. I'm just saying, like from his perspective, like, geez, root for me a little too.
All right, Shador now at about the 24. Trips to the right. Again, motions Flory across. This is where they ran that speed out off of that last time. They run it again. That was the same play. Shador's got nowhere to go with the ball. Steps up in the pocket. Gets to about the 20, they'll call it, as he scrambles. So that was the exact same play. Not sure what's
that.
Are
I'm
they
not
saying
either.
That's it?
They are definitely running out of time.
What time is it?
Are we just flip? Are we going to flip it? Of the quarterbacks, only Taylon Green has his helmet on.
So according to the script, this might be a 6 plays team pass pro win the game.
Yeah, it looks like the ones are getting ready out there, but this is going to have to go quick, guys, because I think we got to be out of here by.
Well, they wanted to do some field goal scenarios.
They're not going to have time. We got behind schedule, I think, a little bit today
so
again.
The hurricane alert, that's where you rush them on and get the field goal on, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do the pass pro drill.
Which is how we've ended practice a couple of times in this last week.
Yeah.
So this is Taylon Green's in basically as the tackling dummy that you don't want to tackle.
This is a mishmash on the offensive line. It's Fano, Zion Johnson, 65, Leviston, and Jones. Is that Ikuagan?
Yeah, that is basically your fourth center, Kingsley Egowakin, Ikuagan.
You think that's just because he works with Taylon?
Perhaps. Yeah, that would make sense.
And just connecting dots?
Connecting dots. I think your dots are connected logically.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Isaiah McGuire said I got there. So they're rushing right now. It's Verse, Graham, Alex Wright, McGuire. So 3 defensive ends. They used to call this the NASCAR.
Yep.
Cheetah, the fast package. So Wright playing defensive tackle in this.
Yep. Oh, party foul, young Gabriel.
Oh, young Gabriel knocks the camera down. Oh, no.
That's all right. He's an A-plus
okay,
human. So
look at him holding it.
Yeah, look at that.
Holding it well. You're fine. You just got a little hitch in your giddy up there, buddy. You're safe. You're safe. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. So this is, I guess I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
This is how they ended practice on
They've been doing this a couple days
Thursday.
Saturday as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is all new to me.
Mason Graham saying that's a sack for me right there. Fano and Jared Verse. Fano puts Verse on the ground, and they hug each other, and Jacques Césaire fired up. All right, now we're going to go. Taylon Green looks a little
shaken up there. He took some shrapnel. This is a don't touch the quarterback drill.
Oh, they're touching the quarterback.
They're touching
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, he has been
I was told there'd be no touching.
Reach out and touch someone. All right, Austin Barber, Luke Whippler.
Got Tyree Phillips and Jack Conley on the right side.
Yeah, and who's at left guard?
Left guard is Jeremiah Byers.
Jeremiah Byers. No relation to Will Byers.
Negative
Happy
Ghost
to
Rider.
report that he is alive and well. Julian Aquara gets around Austin Barber, and that's a sack. And there's celebrations that I haven't seen before, but
good
seem
practice
joyous
for him.
And there was rejoicing.
Yeah, there was much rejoicing.
In this drill, the first time we saw it on Thursday, Jared Verse ripped his helmet off, pounded the ground a couple of times. It was one of the more high-energy moments in a camp full of high-energy moments for number 8.
Yeah, he is high energy. I was talking with Dewan, and Dewan likes to talk a lot out there. He said nobody talks as much as Jared Verse. He said, I can't believe it. This guy's still talking. A little stunt right there, picked up very well by the line that time.
You got Sidnor and Sapp, 2 undrafted rookie free agents in there, 90 and 64 respectively.
Good job by the line right there. They picked that one up. Look at the Hoff right there,
talking with. Oh God, there he is.
With Spencer Fano. He's with Spencer Fano. Maybe he was giving Fano a little pointer right there.
Can you imagine how cool that is? Like one of the greatest to ever do it.
Giving you real-time feedback.
Yeah, Joe's going to be. I knew that today was a big coach day for Joe.
Yeah, he's fired up.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice little spin move from Sidnor right there. Mason Graham, B. Litch elevating. Jacques Césaire told me, keep an eye on Sidnor. He likes what he has seen from that young man, and that will do it.
That'll do it.
That is it.
That is it.
3:45 on the dot. They are on time to end.
So that is how practice number 12 will finish. On the other side of this quick timeout, Mr. Siciliano and I will break down what we saw. Big news day. We had the big injury. We had some corners who sat it out. Get you updated on all of that coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fan of the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Day 12 of camp is in the books. One of the coolest things that you will see in the NFL is it's a relatively new tradition for us where they line the kids up around the field and the players work their way around and sign autographs. Very, very cool thing that we do here. A very big newsy day in camp. Obviously, the secondary at the top of that, Mr. Siciliano, not just the two starters who did not participate. Denzel wasn't even here, but then also what appeared to be a pretty serious injury on the backside of it.
Test 1, 2, 3.
There he
and
is.
We're back. So let's start with Denzel and Tyson Campbell. Don't know what it is. We'll find out more tomorrow. Not overly concerned right now because there is nothing to be concerned about until we get more information. Tyson Campbell obviously has had some days in and some days out of these practices here at training camp. Okay, big deal. Damari Mathis is the one that is truly concerning. But he's a guy that joined you only barely a month ago, not even a month ago. A veteran who was a former fourth-round pick who had some good days and bad with the Broncos. This was his third team, and he's coming off an ACL that happened last August in Carolina. So we're not even a year out from that ACL injury. Rather, might have even happened before week 1 in September. So we're a year out. He went down, no contact, was carted off. We don't know the details, but carted off, no contact, where the player is on the ground, pounding the ground and looking as distressed as one could be, is not a good sign. I'm not saying he was locked in as your fourth corner, but certainly as a veteran who's played big snaps in this league, he had an inside track. So now what? We had all said, Nathan as well, that we were thin already at corner, and you might be looking at teams' cut-downs when you get there in a couple of weeks. Now that is even more of a concern.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that we needed to add one more corner before that injury. Now 2, and one preferably of those needs to be someone who's played in the league.
Yes, I mean, that would help. And there are secondary injuries all around the NFL. Nate Wiggins, the Ravens corner, their number one guy, was carted off today. Don't know his status yet. Just announced that as we get ready to go to Chicago, Ben Johnson's on the podium as we speak there. And that Kobe Bryant, their veteran safety, now needs knee surgery. He is out 4 to 6 months, so that puts his season in jeopardy. This is the time at camp where injuries are piling up, and especially at a premium position. You're not, my dad always likes to say, why they could just pick up a guy. My dad, at this point, like, it's not as if all pros are hanging out waiting for the phone to ring.
No, they're not. No, they're not. So that'll be a very competitive market with those injuries stacking up around the league. Obviously, something we're all keeping an eye on is the quarterback situation. Today was a Deshaun Watson day. Maybe a little shaky early. He did have the one bad pick where he tried to stuff it into a bunch of coverage. But from that point on, he had a stretch there in the middle that was as good as what we saw a week ago Wednesday. Several good balls in a row. Got bogged down a little bit in the end when they were moving the ball, but other than that, a pretty good day for him with the ones. And I thought he had the best throws of the day belonged to Deshaun Watson. One really good one from Shedeur down the sideline that was broken up by coverage.
All right, so you kind of just gave me a hint there. I was going to ask you, do you agree with me that Deshaun looked better than Shedeur today?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not some grand statement about Shedeur's space in the universe right now.
No.
Today, Deshaun, I thought, made the better throws, but he did have that bad pick early. I think, and this is something to keep an eye on, we mentioned this last week as well, the quarterbacks, both of them have seemingly improved as each of these practices through camp have gone by. So better late than early.
Yep.
You pointed out, which I thought was interesting, there are a couple of throws down the sideline where it looked as if you thought Deshaun early didn't have the zip on the ball. I didn't see that. It was a good observation.
He just kind of had to ramp up on the one deep ball that he threw, but then it never came back. So maybe just a weird feel. I don't know. But you're looking for those things.
Yeah. I'll ask this to you as well. Which would you rather have? Because Coach has said each quarterback is going to get a start in the preseason. One of them in Chicago this week and one of them at home here next week against the Bills. Would you rather be the guy that goes first, or let's say this is an overtime game, you need to know how many points you have to score.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the guy that goes second?
I'd rather be the guy that goes first.
Why?
Because if I go first, my hunch is I'm probably going first against Buffalo on Thursday. So I kind of cheated your question a little bit.
See,
so if it's just a toss-up and like like the Thursday thing is not determined by everything. Mm-hmm. Give me the chance to make an impression first against Chicago that will earn me a better chance to go against Buffalo on Thursday. That would be my headspace on it.
I think Monken has to give them both a chance against the Bills.
He doesn't have to do anything.
He doesn't have to do anything.
That's the other thing.
I think it's fair.
I think it's
if he were to do that.
Yeah, I also would say
on Thursday. That is.
I think it's all fair, and it doesn't matter if it's fair because life's not fair.
Sure.
I think if Deshaun or Shedeur starts against the Bears and has like a smooth money drive, and this thing is close, and that puts them into the driver's seat, then I would want to be the guy with the opportunity to be put in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But I do see your point of like if you go second, then you're like, okay, I got to do better than that. But this is also apples and avocados because you have no idea with what the Bills are going to do, what the Bears are going to do.
Idea.
That's the thing that's tricky about this. When we had when Kevin was here, he would have a lot of dialogue with the opposing coaches, like what's your plan for this, and they would try to match it a little bit. I don't know if that'll be that way this time.
And I think you will. Matter of fact, I'm almost certain you will for the joint practice.
Yes.
Far more than for the games. And
yes.
that's why that's the most important day,
yes.
the 20th next Thursday, the most important day in training camp, period, full stop. So that's why I think he should, I don't know that he should divide those reps somewhat evenly in the joint practice. The game's important. That day is more significant. Also, you're going against a different front. The Bills with Jim Leonard now are playing a 3-4.
Yeah.
So you're going to see something different. It truly is a change-up, a curveball, whatever you want, from what we've seen the rest of camp and what you're going to see in Chicago.
It is. Yeah, it very much is. So this will be a very interesting – I'd be curious to see what we see tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll be very interesting because one thing that happened today is we're going through all of this. It was a Deshaun day, and so he got all of those. But then early on, some of those twos went to Dylan, and so there was a couple of instances there where Shedeur missed on the 2 reps a couple of times. And so, like, what does that look like tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah. I
would not have been surprised if you doubled up and you gave Shedeur back-to-back days.
Yeah.
But that did not happen.
No. So, look, this is – you think about – you're a fan of The Wire, right?
I've never seen The Wire, believe it or not. I know. Go ahead.
Start tonight.
Judge me. It's the one classic HBO show I haven't seen.
Start it tonight. Start it on flights. Start it when you have time. You're welcome. But there's a great line in it, all the pieces matter.
Yeah.
The folks have to understand this. The pieces on this quarterback competition actually started in March, in April, in May. All of those pieces matter too.
Yes.
So all of those things get to the point that we're at now. So this isn't something like, well, they've only been doing this for 2 weeks. No. They've been doing this for months.
Yeah.
Months. Todd Monken, like, lie detector him. Who's going to start? I bet he's got an answer.
Oh, probably.
But he wants this process to play out, and he wants to see somebody grab it by the throat.
Because opinions can change, as he said
of course.
yesterday, opinions can change. And
Absolutely.
even though he said last week that we don't really start grading until after the install, they've been taking notes.
Yes, they absolutely have. So I thought a very productive Day 12 of practice and pads. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Here's the win for all of you listening on 850 ESPN Cleveland. In the next hour, you are going to get our real-time thoughts of what we saw from the start of practice and as that practice progressed. So you have that to look forward to in the second hour of the program. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're brought to you by Ballybet on 850 ESPN Cleveland.